to hurt you, darling. I wasn't ready, we both weren't. But look at you, you're everything I want. Just give me another chance to show you. Please hear me. I'm just trying to tell you, come with me, and we'll be everything we want to. Just give me another chance. I know I should've known better. I know I should've never taken off. I know I should've known better. Cause when you're not around, everything feels wrong. When no one's ever treated me better, I guess I wasn't used to feeling good. I know I should've known better, but I didn't know I loved you until you were gone. I'm only human, you know that. Quit looking at me like I'm something else. You're feeling different, we both are. Yeah, I've been feeling things I've never felt. Just give me another chance to show you. Please hear me. I'm just trying to tell you, come with me, and we'll be everything we want to. Just give me another chance. I know I should've known better. I know I should've never taken off. I know I should've known better. Cause when you're not around, everything feels wrong. But no one's ever treated me better. I guess I wasn't used to feeling good. I know I should've known better, but I didn't know I loved you until you were gone.
Did I lose this chance for one last dance with my shaking hands? I can barely stand. Did I do too much? Did I push you away? I was in a rush, I'm sorry. And I know that you'll forget. I wake up in the night in a cold sweat to face it. Is it over for us now before it began? I know it's crazy, but in my mind I had plans. I had plans. Did I lose this chance for one last dance with my shaking hands? I can barely ask. We got run somehow. I hope you're okay. All those memories in your driveway. Can we turn back time before it flies away? Can I hold on to something? Never thought you would come back. Can't believe you'd remember those times. We laughed and cried. Watched the sunset fall through the sky. We were younger, never thought we'd say goodbye. Now we're saying goodbye. Did I lose this chance for one last dance? With my shaking hands, I can barely ask. We got runaway plans. Baby, where do you wanna go? I'm scared to, you know, but I'll never let go.
Just wanna breathe in, just wanna live it. The people are so cold, stories are all told. And it's too strange for me, just wanna be free. I thought that I found hope, I just lost hope. I see a better place in the olden days, where my journey first begun. But the storylines, the better times, took me back to the core. This is home. You know there ain't no better place. Everybody knows. Yeah, we should go and celebrate. This is home. There ain't no better Everybody, show the world we are one. I just wanna breathe it, just wanna live it. Don't wanna read headlines on days when the sun shines. Now walk down this road as far as I know. I just wanna live free. Now tell me what you see. I see a better place in the olden days, where my journey first begun. But the storylines, the better times, took me back to the core. This is home. You know there ain't no better place. Everybody knows. Yeah, we should go and celebrate. This is home. There ain't no better Everybody, show the world we are one. missed the train. Stood in line as I watched it ride away. Tried to smile, but it's getting hard to fake. Living every single day in the rain, in the rain. But there you were, like a ray of light shining from afar, like a spotlight lighting up the dark. Living every single day like a star, like a star. I used to be so blind, but you've opened up my eyes. Why do you play these games in the dark? When you light up my heart, you can't overrate this feeling within. It should be a sin, 'cause nothing can take me as far away as you do. It's easy to see what's happening to me when I'm here next to you. Away, just a girl with nothing in her way. Not a care, not a moment gone to waste. Realize I couldn't let her get away, get away. So what's your name? Got me mesmerized, wondering who you are. Then she smiled, so I walked up to her car. Talked for hours while we sat under the stars. So why do you play these games in the dark? Are you light in my heart? You can't overrate.
So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all non-binary alike. I would like to go ahead and say hello. Just to give you guys a heads up, there was a bit of a delay for getting into the game because some of the players were not ready. So we are up and running right now. So we should be getting this best of 2 series on the way, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So let me go ahead and just do a quick check on that real fast. I believe it'll tell us if it's a best of 2 or best of 3. I believe it's a best of 2.
You've opened up my eyes.
I believe it's a best of 2.
Why do you play these games in the dark? Are you light in my heart? You can't overrate this feeling within. It should be a sin, 'cause nothing can take me as far away as you do. It's easy to see what's happening to me when I'm here next to you.
Okay, so I believe they are in the process of going through the draft at the moment. And let's see. Yeah, okay. Oh, good. That's being captured. Alrighty. My notifications are on pause. Cool. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. It is a little dreary for me outside at the moment. Have a nice little overcast going on. Really cold though. Well, colder than it usually is, but
Don't pretend you're no good. 'Cause I
alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just transfer on over
that just leaves on too much.
and check this all out.
Oh, good.
And I forgot about the music, but this is a really nice song. I like it. I enjoy it.
The trail from
Give this a plus. Not a plus, a thumbs up. Give that a pause. Alrighty. Let's see. I do have a quick question for all of you in chat. Would you like to see me invite other casters or analysts onto here? I'm just curious because like it would be fun to see. At least in my opinion. that I have like a co-caster. It's up to you guys if you want to say yes or no to that, but it's whatever. No, I've just been thinking about it, that's all.
Dire must choose.
Vengeful spirits.
Okay, so we do have a Dazzle and Winter Wyvern banned out. Void Spirit and Death Prophet as well. Not entirely sure how that seems to be the case.
Turn to ban.
Those might be respect bans, just so the enemy team with 4 boomers and jacks don't get comfort picks,
It is
at least in the first phase.
Dire's ban.
And oh, these are going a lot faster than usual. Okay, so no Medusa, no Alchemist, no AA. That's interesting.
Radiant turn
Probably.
to ban. Dire's ban.
Okay, no Wraith King. All right. No Lion. All right. That's okay. So Lion's been really popular in the higher MMRs lately, just for the sheer fact that you can do a lot with him at the moment, especially with the buffs that they gave him. Holy crap! And the nice thing is that Lion usually runs as a 5, but lately they've been running him as a 4, which makes a little bit more sense. He does have the Hex. He has the Earth Spike to go ahead and make it ganks easier on rotations, so that way the mids can go ahead and get that gank a lot easier. Let's see what else. No Medusa, no Alchemist, no Wraith King. Okay, so it really feels like they don't want to give Pot of Greed too many good options against a Faceless Void, or at least that's what they want them to think. At least in my opinion. And no Snapfire. Oh, that's really nice. But it's really nice to see that they have a Vengeful Spirit on the team for Pot of Greed, because that really makes it more difficult to for a Faceless Void to land those Chronospheres effectively. Mainly for the fact that if he doesn't capture the Vengeful Spirit apart in that Chronosphere, then there's going to be a little bit of an issue, like whichever target he goes on. So it's going to be very interesting to and to see how this plays out, because honestly it would be really neat if Faceless Void would be the 5 in this game and let Grimstroke be the 4 or the 2 maybe. Grimstroke as 2. I don't think that's been running too popular in this meta. And oh no, there's the IO. So you can, I'm not entirely sure if you can run IO as core in this meta at the moment, but IO is still a very more or less viable support as long as you have, like, well, obviously you need AA off the board, and then you also have to make sure that you don't have any heroes that can go ahead and counter him easily. And yikes, that can be an issue for IO. He can't tether to anybody that well if he gets coiled. Like the thing with IO that a lot of people forget about is that there's a lot of positioning that you have to do with IO. Because if you don't put yourself in a good spot, and if you are not able to kite people away from your from their target, it IO becomes very, very useless. So, I wouldn't say useless. It just makes the job a lot more difficult for IO. I'm not entirely sure if they're hiding or being upfront with their draft at the moment, with 4 boomers and Jack. But let's play this conservatively, right? So if we're gonna go ahead and do this from a very like straight up, easy, simple understanding, right? We have an IO, which most likely plays as a 5. We have the Faceless Void, which is going to be the 1, so that's going to be your safe lane, which leaves Grimstroke and Rubik to be either the mid or the 4. And from what I can tell, okay, I'm thinking the Rubik is going to be the mid. So that's going to be your 2. Your Grimstroke is going to be your 4, leaving you to find a nice 3 that can go ahead and give your team a nice well-rounded balance. You have a really good lineup so far. I do like it. The Rubik is really, really nice against this lineup in particular because you can get the missile from the Vengeful Spirit. You can go ahead and grab Split from Brewmaster if he doesn't use any of the spells. His Thundercrop's really good as well. Dark Willow has plenty of great spells for Rubik to try to steal from Puck as well. If Puck is not on top of the Rubik in fights, silencing the Rubik, it's going to be nightmarish. If the Dark Willow cannot find a really good Bramble Maze to go ahead and zone heroes out or trap them in bad spots, you know, it can be a very challenging game for Pot of Greed. So it's going to come down to execution so far. I don't see... Okay, so there's no Phantom Lancer, no Morphling, and no TA. Alright. I'm pretty... I want to say Pot of Greed feels like Grimstroke and Rubik are going to be playing as a 3 and 4 together in the offlane. So they banned out the TA to go ahead and make sure they don't have a mid-hero that can really break the game wide open at the moment. So they really want to go ahead and make Pot of Greed feel like they are stuck in a corner with their carry. And there's no real, at least in my eyes, there's no real evidence. Oh, no Huskar. Okay, that's good. The Huskar has been, I wouldn't say broken, but has been a very, very annoying hero for a lot of people lately. So it kind of feels like they're trying to force Pot of Greed into a certain carry pick here. Maybe the Chaos Knight might be one for them to go ahead and take a look at. Okay, a Dragon Knight. So they're not completely open about who their mid is still, even though it feels like Dragon Knight could be a 2 or a 3.
10 seconds remain.
Which, yeah, because like if he's a 2,
5 seconds remain.
I don't know if he's going to get bullied out of lane, but I can tell you it feels like it's going to be a tough time for Dragon Knight to dominate the lane. Because like Dragon Knight's always been one of those comfort mid-hero picks where it's like, if you don't know where to go, just pick Dragon Knight. You can't go wrong. He's very slow, but once he gets his 6, he can just push down towers.
Drow Ranger.
Choose your hero.
Oh, right. So we got a Drow Ranger as a final pick here. And that belongs to Pot of Greed. When you go ahead and take a look at everything in front of us. Oh, my apologies. It's gonna be interesting. So we're gonna most likely try to see the Faceless Void jumping the back lines to find this Drow as fast as he possibly can. We're also gonna have a committal from the Dragon Knight with most likely a Blink Dagger or something else that can get him like in the middle of everybody so he can create a lot of chaos. So as per usual, we have Naya on the Vengeful Spirit, who will be the 5. We got Welshi playing on his patent Brewmaster. Gree will go ahead and take on the 4 role with Dark Willow. Rob Boss is going to be playing on the Puck, leaving B-Jack Honeydew on the Drow. Now, when we go ahead and take a look at 4 Boomers and Jack, we got Calipsis on the Rubik. We have Silas on Dragon Knight. We got Pip playing the IO. Let's go with Styre. Well, Starto? No, Stitter? Oh, no. Well, let's, okay, we're just gonna call you Styre. Right. I'm sorry, Styre, if that's not your name, but we're going with Styre for this game. It's gonna be on the Styre's gonna be playing the Faceless Void, and then we got Hazanko playing with Grimstroke. That's a fun set. I really enjoyed that. When we take a look at the combinations for, or pairings for the carry and supports, let's see here. Let's think about this. IO with a Dragon Knight or IO with a Faceless Void. I mean,
Use it wisely.
IO with Faceless Void makes it a lot more difficult because, like, you can really abuse the Time Walk with the Tether. Because you can go ahead and break Tether, obviously, with the IO. You can have the Faceless Void Time Walk in a different direction, and you can go ahead and abuse that by putting the enemy team at a position for IO to go ahead and tether to the Faceless Void, so that way neither hero is in a lot of trouble. When you have a Vengeful Spirit and and a Drowin linked together, holy shit. Your off lane is going to have a nightmare of a time. So you're kind of sort of like swapping off this whole entire segment, not a segment, but this idea of
30 seconds to battle.
like, oh, we're going to have a quick skirmish right here. Out comes the missile. The Inkswell is on, does not get much stuns. We do have some of the spirits trying to add in some damage. Naya is going to be the first blood in this game. Naya ran into, like, not the greatest spot to hide in, but, you know, it's pretty much a good sacrifice because they didn't want to lose anybody in that fight. You know, they forced the hand of Pot of Greed into a really bad spot, so great job by the 4 Boomers and Jack. It's a great start. Okay, and then we also have Io here stealing. And I am mistaken. Oh gosh, we are going to go with an IO mid. An early bottle with a Quelling Blade up against Raw Boss. He's going with Spirits, so no tether there. So this is very unconventional for many reasons. One, we haven't seen IO in the mid for, I wouldn't say for a very long time, but since a lot of the patch changes. So this might be a holdover from the 7.28 into 7.29. This is not a bad idea, honestly, when you go ahead and think about it, because you're going up against a puck, and your spirits don't really get countered. You can't get silenced that much. Not to mention you have an okay amount of decent health regen. So it's not terrible, you know. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek on bottom. We got Gree, and we also have Welshi just hanging out in the bottom lane here. Doesn't seem to be having much success with pulling, but they are able to go ahead and try to manipulate the waves to their favor. Hazenko is going to miss that pull, like, no doubt. Ooh. Okay. Oh, he has a different name, Moonman. Okay, we're going to go with Moonman, not Steer. Alrighty. Because, like, this seems to be not the greatest thing for Moonman right now, because you kind of sort of want one of these two camps to go ahead and just be pulled, so that way you can have a better positioning, that way you're not so threatened, pushed up forward, be a little bit more comfortable. And let's go ahead and visit the mid lane again. So Pip has been bullying the living daylights out of Rob Boss. He ran through quite a bit of regen already. Doesn't seem to be too bad. Like, they are on very contested lanes for each other. So whatever Puck can do to Io can't do much to Puck. At least that's my opinion. But when it comes to harassment, Hip is going to win. IO's spirits are just too much. Now over here on the top lane, we do have a bit of a pull fest going on at the moment, trying to go ahead and get these creeps to go wherever they want to at the moment. But Naya's been doing a great job over here on the side lane. Not the side lane, but like over here near the easy camp, grabbing Calypsis off of here. So you can go ahead and leave B-Jack Honeydew to go ahead and challenge with Silas. Silas doesn't seem to be too, like, concerned with the drow. But it is something you have to keep in mind. I do hear a wave of terror being thrown out, so... Oop, there is the missile. They're going to go ahead and use the multi-shot real quick. Calypsis is going to be under threat, but out comes a few right clicks and so forth. They are trying to find. There is the lift on the telekinesis, and Naya's going to be backing away from it.
Denied.
That Fade Bolt helped him out and saved his life quite a bit because, let's see, Fade Bolt gives you a minus 10% damage reduction there. So he barely lived through that. So without that Fade Bolt, he might actually have gone down. And remember, folks, we did have a small little change with the water rune. So instead of giving you the full 3 charges on the bottle, it'll now give you 2. And I love that little neat little, I wouldn't say trick, but creep equilibrium manipulation, where Pip was able to go ahead and grab those creeps off of lane, so that way he can go ahead and actually do something with it in return. Oh, nice little deny. Nice little trick. You know, that's one of the most annoying things about IO, is that that tether. So we're going to clearly see, if I am not mistaken, we're most likely going to see like an Overlord rush here. Uh-oh, what in the... Uh-oh, that's not cool. I got kicked. So that was interesting. Alrighty. About 5 minutes in, and what in the world? Okay, alright, you know what? Give me a quick second. Let me try to figure out what in the world is going on. Let me restart that real fast. But like I was trying to say, IO most likely going to be rushing the helm of domination. Or dominate, helm of the Dominator, sorry. And moving that over into the helm of the Overlord. Oh, okay. So apparently it was kicking me because it needed to do some stupid freaking update. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Did not need to hit the skip button there. I wanted it, whatever. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and try to run this again. Watch game. Yeah, I guess there was like some sort of patch update or something that really threw everything off, so... So it was like kicking me out of the game. So my apologies. Let me go ahead and transition on right back in. I think it looks like everything's all right so far. We do have a kill. It's going to be on the IO. IO probably did not want to go ahead and fight that, but... Oh, here we are with Muscle Milk. Oh, no. Naya almost was able to go ahead and get the self-deny on the Roshan, but that Dragon's Breath from Silas just absolutely ruined that plan. It was a good plan. He was barely alive. He did have to waste a fairy fire to go ahead and pull that off, but nailed that fire, that dragon's fire.
have fortified their structures
Right.
against attack.
As you can see here, we have Hazanko just trying to hide in the back. But with this Chronosphere moving forward, Rob Boss is going to be in a lot of trouble. Great job from Steer to go ahead and do that. And we have, you know, Gree trying to find a way on getting that Void Spirit. The Faceless Void, my apologies, but the IO was able to go ahead and relocate him out, and here comes the taunts. Welshi, with great micromanagement, able to go ahead and get the kill on Calypsis. Let's go with Calypsis, just to make things easier. Hazanko, well, it's been safe the whole entire fight, more or less. But over here in the top lane, out comes the stun. There is the meme hammer, another missile, and they're just going to go ahead and use a bramble maze to try to keep him in place. And Pip is in with the tether and the overcharge to go ahead and try to keep this man alive. We do have telekinesis to draw Naya back in, but unfortunate circumstances and events, that was not that didn't work out too well. Oh boy, and oh no, B-Jack Honeydew gets taken out. Pip with the spirits and Calypsis with the assist. Ooh, this Dragonite is gonna be not easy to be taken down. Should be taken very seriously. So with the Meteor Hammer and the extra health of regen and so forth, dude, the guy has 20 HP regen with 2 levels of Dragon Blood in. I mean, it's... oh god. That is just absolutely terrible. Oh wait, let's hear. Let's go ahead and take away 0.6. So it's going to be 19.4. A little close to 219 health regen. That, I mean, holy cow, that's that's still plenty. Gree, he does have an urn definitely queued up, so that's going to be really important. Rob Boss doesn't seem to be having the greatest game at the moment, because if you want to go ahead and take a look at net worth versus last hits, it was very competitive in the mid lane. A 10 CS win, more or less, for the IO, but like that is an 800 gold swing right there in terms of net worth. So it's going to be very difficult for Rob Boss to really get back into this game. Oh, he really did steal the Shadow Realm. That's really good for him. Out comes the Illusory Orb for some scouting, of course, just to see where everybody else is. You didn't see anybody here, but in comes the Telekinesis, the Time Walk Forward, Drink Coil being applied. The Chronosphere isn't going to be used until this very moment. And, oh no, oh boy, this is going to be a nice little chase going on, because they have the stone. There's another missile, just to make sure they can get the kill onto the Faceless Void. Just when you think someone's gonna survive, it gets turned around. B-Jack Honeydew is under major threat. There was a TP coming in, but they went ahead and canceled it. So when you go ahead and take a look at that whole entire situation, the Faceless Void was in a good spot, but at the same time was not so much. I guess a small little form of miscommunications, but that Inkswell really screwed up everything for Rob Boss. So
Dire's bottom tower is in danger.
I have to drink some tea. My throat's been a little weird lately. Alright, some scouting on the side here. With the changes that they did with the trees and the pathing around this whole entire mid tower and on the opposite side, sorry, it makes defending so much easier, especially on these two towers, given that these are like more or less like the most important ones for either team to go ahead and unlock the map for entrances. So if you can get rid of the tower, you're able to go ahead and just start invading this whole entire portion of the map, or this portion of the map, a lot easier without much detection. So it really forces on the whole entire emphasis of like finding good wards. But the opposite thing that you can really do is just go ahead and take the outer towers, so that way you can actually have entrances on the side and flank in easier. But that mid tower is so key for a lot of strategies that have to be pulled off when it comes to finding the right angles for smokes and everything. Okay. So, as we can see right here, B-Jack Honeydew is not in the best spot in the world. Like, this is not good. You cannot be number 6 and be a core. Like, you have to be much higher. You are really behind B-Jack Honeydew. Like, let's see what's on the courier here. Okay. So they are trying to make a Dragon Lance on the Drow. Really important. Needs the stats for the agility and strength for some more health so the Drow can survive. Okay. As we can see over here, we do have a small little smoke venture going on. Agree runs right into it. The Inkswell is up. Out comes the fear. Shadowrun survive, helping to be not targeted and surviving that whole entire gank. So forcing out that fear, that the whole entire terrorize is 90 seconds of it not being able to be used, of course. Cooldown and all. Raw Boss with the haste. They're going to go ahead and try to see if they can catch Pip right now. Doesn't seem to be like... oh, okay. So they are going to give up on it. And Pip and Steer just like next to each other and so forth. So when you have a core IO with their 1, it just seems like it is going to just terrorize and murder everything. Not to mention that overload is going to be just terrible. Oh, and here comes the swap. They do have him stunned up for the moment. Silas is in a really bad spot. They went ahead and used a gust and the Dream Coil in the back line to go ahead and see if they can catch this Grimstroke or Hazanko. He's going to be going down. We do have Calpsis over here directly under vision. So if as soon as they can get that tower, and already they're calling it out, they want to go ahead and just run this way. But instead, I believe they want to go ahead and see if they can catch someone else. I think Naya had eyes for this. So Steers right here. In a few moments, he can go ahead and time walk in a different direction. Calpsis with his own magic missile. Everyone's still smoked up a bit. They're not within range. They did break onto Rob Boss. They are going to be seeing if they can chase him a bit. Everybody's in a different spot. They're trying to bait this into the good spot. All right, they're able to go ahead and do so. Out comes the Winning Rift. And, oh, there's a Soulbind. Ah, perfect time for the Terrorize. But everybody's stuck in this Chronosphere. Oh, no. But they're able to go ahead and take down Calpsis. The IO's right here for another few seconds. They're going to definitely ignore this. The good news is that the, oh, that swap. I don't think that swap was able to cancel the IO. But the good news is, if you are 4 Boomers and Jack, you did get to keep your Void alive in that whole entire situation, you know. So that's great news. Bad news for Pot of Greed. You were not able to go ahead and finish the job on him. You know, that's a little disappointing. But when you go ahead and take a look at how this whole entire game is starting to shape up, it's not out of your grasp just yet. It will be soon, even with a 3k lead. It will be soon if this Faceless Void is able to find a way to grab probably a multi-kill within the next few minutes. And more bonus points if he can grab the Drow and Puck in a Chronosphere and get them both. Doesn't really matter too much if it's a Vengeful Spirit at this point. You need to grab one of the two. And the win condition obviously is the Drow. If you can go ahead and grab the Drow, get that and get rid of that win condition from Pot of Greed, their chances of winning this game goes even lower. So, but let's take a look at the winner, the win percentage. See if anything that I'm saying is relatively true. So we're having a 63% favor for the Radiant, which is 4 Boomers and Jack. A 34% win rate. Oh. They're going to go ahead and Dream Coil and snap him with the swap. He is silenced up, but they will go ahead and get the kill onto the Faceless Void. So great job from Pot of Greed to go ahead and keep themselves in this game. They're looking for Hazanko. They're going to go ahead and chase him down. There's the Winning Rift. They're going to go ahead and use the Panda to throw him up in the air. They want to go ahead and see if they can finish this onto the Rubik, but the Rubik actually becomes his own Panda? Nope. Yeah. Yes. No. Yes. He is his own Panda. Oh no. This is very bad news. Very, very bad news. Even worse news, so much so that the drow is dead. Where's the drow? Where did drow go? Drow had a 1v1 solo with the Dragon Knight, and the Dragon Knight and Silas is like, hey, I got a Blink Dagger, I got my Dragon Form, and I have Meteor Hammer. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the drow, which he did successfully. They do have more vision over here. They're seeing what they can do about Calpsis. Calpsis like completely ruined that whole entire team fight, and two infused raindrops. Hello. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if they did a change to that. Okay. They did catch out... Oh no, they caught out the Drow again with the Chronosphere. Oh, he's going to go ahead time walking further. Oh, Naya's in a terrible position, but they do have a 3-man Dream Coil right there. It's great to keep them in place. It's not so great when you have no follow-up. So the Witchblade is on the puck at the moment, and Blink Dagger is something that they have in mind. I would like to see probably a Yule's instead of a Blink Dagger, because you are facing against a team that does have a Blink Dagger and you can react to it relatively okay. The Yule's mainly for the fact that you can go ahead and throw anyone up, you can go ahead and throw yourself up. I think it's a lot easier for yourself mainly. I mean... That's just my opinion. I don't know if Yule's is better this game. They do have a silence from the Grimstroke, but that has to deal with the Phantom's Embrace. He didn't even get 1 point in Stroke of Fate this game. That is how strong Phantom's Embrace is at the moment with an Inkswell. So you kind of have to keep that in mind, like what that is all going. What you have right there, you know. You do have some vision from 4 Boomers and Jack covering the deep portion of the jungle.
But I'm worth
So they, I don't know if they want to hunt down Naya, but it really feels like they can go ahead and try to take advantage of it. I do feel like they are smoked right there. Yes, they are. The 4 of them are smoked. They are going to go ahead and try to see if they can catch Calpsis or Steer. Doesn't feel like they can. They did back off at the right moment, but that's not going to deter them anytime soon. They're going to keep moving forward. They find Calpsis. There's the Waning Rift. Out comes the Bramble Maze. There's a multi-shot to go ahead and finish the job. They found the Dream Coil on this damn Faceless Void. There's the Fear. It finally snaps. They're going to throw everything on there, but no, what a save from the IO to go ahead and take him back to the fountain, but they're not finished here just yet. Oh my gosh, Calpsis with the swap save, but this Dragon Knight Silas is going to be on target. They're going to go ahead and have Pip tether along. Blink forward from Welshi, the Bramble Maze. They're throwing everything onto this IO. They don't care. There's the Inkswell to go ahead and protect. Oh, Rob Boss with the Waning Rift to get away. They're finally be able to get the damn Pip. And Pip is off of the board at the moment. They didn't lose anyone from Pot of Greed. Oh, that was a great team fight in both cases. That was just wonderful. I mean, like, they needed one big play to go ahead and get themselves back into this game, and that's what they did. They were able to go ahead and find that. It would have been nicer if they were able to go ahead and get the kill onto the Faceless Void, but they got the IO and Pip. That is huge. Huge, huge, huge. He's number 1 on the leaderboards in terms of net worth, and they were able to go ahead and get that, and let's see if we can get better news out of that. Who got the kill on that? Oh, that's Gree. Okay. So Gree, I'm not gonna say it was the. I don't think Gree wanted the kill there, like, but when you unload everything onto a hero like IO and Dragon Knight together, you have to choose one or the other, and I'm not even gonna say the better choice is, but the absolute bigger threat is the IO. You can't let IO live at all. Like the health regen and everything and so forth is just absolutely terrible. They do have a Shadow Blade for Drow in the quick buy, and not to mention the Ag Shards. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the Ag Shards. Now, with the Ag Shards, you got Frost Arrow. So it more or less becomes like a stacking thing. The more Frost Arrows you land on someone, and once you get those stacks, they get hyperthermia, and the damage increases by 5, which is really, really nice. So against a Dragon Knight, it's going to be big. Shards is going to be big against Dragon Knight, because that hypothermia from the frost arrows absolutely decimates him. Oh, Silas is looking for the initiation. He's going to go ahead and blink away just in time from Welshi, but there's the swap, the chrono from Moonman. He's going to go ahead and try to kill Gree, but the frost arrows are coming out. They're going to try to get Moonman, but here comes the time walk forward. Welshi unable to go ahead and split. He's out of mana, so V-Jack Honeydew is going to go down. Let's see here. Can they go ahead and find the blink? They will guess correctly. There's the Phantom Embrace onto poor Welshi. Welshi has to have a quick nap. Feels a little tired. All right, so out of everyone that was there, Rob Boss is the only one that was not. So I don't feel the Rob Boss being there would have changed the tide of the fight whatsoever. But he is prioritizing the fact that he needs to keep split pushing these lanes out, so that way his team doesn't have that much pressure on the map, which in turn makes it super easy for him to go ahead and build and finish this Ags on his Dream Coil, which is going to be huge in the end. Because if once you snap someone, yeah, I believe you get like an extra second and a half. Let's see here, the increase. Okay, so the scepter break stun is 2 to 3, 4. Yeah, you get a whole entire extra 1 second. Once you max out your Dream Coil, but like that extra 0.6 seconds, 0.6 seconds is very, very big in the world of Dota 2. So they're going to go ahead and start sweeping to the left. See if they can go ahead and catch anybody out. Doesn't feel like they can. I do like how spread out they are, because it's like a net motion. So if one of them catches anyone, everybody can go ahead and converge on that. Okay. So I'm not entirely surprised, but a little shocked that oh, never mind, hold on. We'll think about this later, because Hazanko is going to be painting himself in a mural soon. That moment that you didn't want to get caught out. That's going to be the title of that. Okay. Alrighty. So like I said, it was a little surprising that the IO didn't get the Overlord. Oh, blink forward from the Dragon Knight. The Meteor Hammer misses, and the Chronosphere. Oh, it was well placed, but Bob Ross was phase shifted, and this is starting to turn into an awful fight, because that right click from Honeydew has not been able to be. They can't stop this whole entire fight right now. The zoning, and then the gust, they got the kill on the Rubik. This is not good at all. They got the main cores out of there just in time before it turns into a massive disaster. All of this is just absolutely terrible. They could not get their target on Rob Boss, who got swapped out of the Chrono almost immediately. And not only that, they couldn't get Honeydew. PJ Honeydew was completely safe in all of that fight. Oh, man. Oh, I mean, that was... You want to talk about unfortunate timing, misplays, and everything in between? That was the culmination of what you should not... that you don't want to see. Moonman jumping in, landing a great chrono on Rob Boss, but the worst situation to all of that was Rob Boss was phase shifted, so he couldn't get him, he couldn't do the damage, and he got instantly swapped out. And by taking that top tier 2 tower, it opens up this part of the map for the Roshan, and that makes it even, and that's the first Roshan, it's not even the second one. If this was the second one, it would have been way worse, because $1,400, sorry, 1,400 gold would have still been in the pocket of the Drow Ranger. She would have gotten a free Ag Shard for her Frost Arrows, which means it would have been a lot closer to finishing this Hurricane Pike. So you got to count your blessings if you are full boomers and Jack. Because if you got a Roshan earlier in this game, this would have been disastrous. So, oh, we got a quick little pause. So when you think about this whole entire thing that is going on, right? B-Jack Honeydew is very, very happy right now. Okay. Because those frost arrows with hyperthermia, oh, like check this out. If you are the Dragonite, you don't want to get smacked by the drought at any point from this point onwards. Reducing the regeneration by 10% per stack. Increases damage by 5 per stack. Max stacks is 70. So technically speaking, it reduces your regeneration by 70% if you are a Dragon Knight. And Dragon Knight has 31.5. So if you do a little bit of math here, 10% is 3.15. Let's go with 3.15. So let's do 3. 70%, it's the 7 times 10, 70. So 7 times 3, 21. Subtract 21 from that. 10 health regen. No bueno. Yes, I talked that out nice and slow so everybody understood my train of thought when it comes to my mathematics. And also just to make sure that I did that correctly. Okay. But if you do 3.15, you got 5, 8, yeah. It would be 21.85 if I'm not mistaken, which would be rounded up to 22, but in this game it's more precise numbers, and so forth, whatnot. So it would be like a 21.9 minus that. So it would be like, what was it? 8.9? No, 9.9. Health regen, I think. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself or something like that. I'm not even thinking right now. So, for Boomers and Jack, you were very much in control. You had the net worth game in your hands. It's still technically in your hands. You smoked up. You went ahead and started sweeping all the way across the map. You're looking for everyone in the triangle. You can't find no one, and they're also smoked up, so they feel like they know someone's nearby. Not entirely sure if Welshi had a smoke on him and it broke, but it didn't. Hazanko has his smoke broken. He's going to go ahead and get initiated on. There's the Inkswell. Out comes the Primal Spirit. Silas is going to get thrown up in the air by the Mist Panda. And they're going to get a quick kill onto Hazanko. Oh, and they have a Bramble Maze. They're going to go ahead and start smacking onto Silas. They have the Mist Panda keeping this Faceless Void up in the air. Here comes the Illusory Orb. And, oh, the Dream Coil misses. And, oh no, it misses completely. Oh, they went ahead and lifted up the Vengeful Spirit. They're going to get a quick kill there. They're trying to get Welshi, but with the Primal Spit second charge, he's going to be able to survive going to be able to survive. And quickly, Moonman retreating. And there's the IO with the reload. They're going to go ahead and try to threaten this top tower. The great reaction time for the glyph, and they're waiting for this reload, and they come on back. They have the Bramble Mace set up. Can they go ahead and get the missile? They do have so, but it is on the other side of the wall thanks to the time walk. Oh, they're gonna go ahead and just retreat from this. They don't feel like they need to be up front anymore. Out comes the Wave of Terror. Oh, they do have the Dragon Knight swapped in the middle of everyone else. Nope, they got Honeydew out of there. That was the reason. Okay, Soulbind keeping these two in place. Oh no. Oh no, B-Jack Honeydew throwing out that Gust. The Manta's right there to go ahead and counter that Silence. Another swap. And the Blink Forward from Silas missing his whole entire... What the... And again, here's the swap, and there's the Magic Missile. This fight is absolutely bonkers at the moment. People oh man, I mean, Pot of Greed clearly overstayed their welcome. Oh, there's an Ags on the Vengeful Spirit. Okay, that's very fun, Naya. Oof. Yikes. I mean, again, you'd be happy that you lost a team fight with Roshan down. You do still have the Aegis on the Drow. It kind of felt like if you had B-Jack Honeydew go down first, you can go ahead and reset the fight. Because Chrono was already committed earlier, so... either way, no matter how you take a look at it, it was something that was very clear after the initial first team fight that everybody should have backed off. I think that would have been the nicer play. But just like their moniker states, they are the pot of greed. They were very, very greedy. They tried to bramble maze 2 core heroes down. They got the reload more or less right, and they threw out the magic missile and wasn't there in time to go ahead and make sure that the Faceless Void could not get away. So, with that said and with that being said, okay. Oh, Aegis is reclaimed. She has Paladin Sword? Ooh. That's pretty neat. And you're also kind of looking for maybe an yeah, I feel like the Aghanim Scepter would be nice. Just so you can get that little chaining effect on the arrows bouncing. Okay. So it kind of feels like Pot of Greed has a lot of the game still under their control. But even then, I just don't feel that this is like the greatest situation for them, because they overstaying their welcome in the mid, trying to be super greedy, led to a lot of mistakes, and it just opened a lot of more mistakes being introduced into the team fights. So if they were just a little less greedy, reset everything, it would be okay. But it seems like both teams have the wavelength of, let's go ahead and smoke up and just run at each other. All right, they do see the illusions in mid. So they are sweeping. They swept this way. So they know they're not in this area, obviously. They do have vision here. So they scanned out in this area. So they are thinking that's the only spot that they could be. They're all beelining to it. Can they catch him out just in time? Throwing down some vision. Oh, they know they're there. Here comes the Chrono. Ah, they only got Gree in it. And then backline, they have the Drow. And they have the Vengeful Spirit. She's going to go ahead and Shadow Blade away. Down goes B-Jack Honeydew. They're unable to get anybody over there in the middle of the line of everyone. Welshie with the Stone Panda alive. Oh, they did get the Grimstroke. He needs to go ahead and get out of here. Oh, tries to go ahead and split. Needs one more second. Split again. Nope, that Primal Split is unable to get casted. Oh, they're going to go ahead and start invading right now. They're just going to go ahead and invade. Great buyback from Welshie, but this isn't going to be much to be desired. Out comes the multi-shot. They have a lot of people under the Frost Arrow Hypothermia. Oh, there's the third, fourth. Ah, here comes the fire. Oh, lifting. They're trying to keep Welshie out of here. He's going to go ahead and initiate this fight. Moving on in. Here's the Primal Split. There's the swap. They got the IO right there. They just need some more right-clicking on there. The Hypothermia, keep him in place. Spirit Vessel makes it even more difficult for the regen. Calpsis is right here for the taking. Out comes the missile. They're going to go ahead and keep right-clicking. There's more right-clicks, and they're able to go ahead and finish the job there. So, when you go ahead and get that buyback from Welshie, it was necessary. You did lose a Rax. Like, a whole entire lane of Rax. I mean, you guessed great. The front two people were in the best of spots. That Chrono was landed perfectly. It kept the Vengeful Spirit from saving anyone. The Drow was stuck right there. Drow was forced to do something that she didn't want to do, which was go ahead and Shadow Blade away from the fight. She couldn't get in the middle of anybody. Everybody's right here and stuck. It was absolutely disastrous when you're looking at it from a Pot of Greed's perspective. But you know, we have a few moments until the Roshan is spawning again, about 2 minutes. It just didn't go well for Pot of Greed, but it went great for 4 Boomers and Jack. They have to be feeling great about it. They're throwing down some vision. They do have some eyes over here on the Roshan. I believe they see Silas now. And, unfortunately, he's going to walk right into this BKB to go ahead and wear out a lot of the debuffs here. They're going to go ahead and throw down the Meteor Hammer. Well, she's going to blink in a different spot. Oh, the Phantom's Embrace to stop him from doing any sort of spells. And they're going to go ahead and apply the debuffs again. And oh my god, the Time Walk with the Ink Swell screwing up everything. But unfortunately, the silence absolutely ruins the day for the Faceless Void. Here comes the swap to go ahead and get this IO back in the middle of everything. And Honeydew is going to be like, no, we're not letting you leave. We're going to go ahead and right-click you down. The Hyperthermia. Frost Arrow's doing his job, absolutely ruining everyone's day in that fight. They got the 3 most important heroes on the map from 4 Boomers and Jack. Pot of Greed have to be feeling themselves right now. They're like, dude, we were really down, and now we turned it around, and let's try to get something out of nothing. All right, they're threatening this tier 3 tower. Oh, here comes the swap. They do have this Grimstroke out of position. There's the multi-shot, having him going down. Is he going to survive this? Oh, I think he's going to be able to survive it. Yep, he's going to be able to survive it. It's a 7 stack. After the 7 stack, it kind of explodes on him. If I misread that. They burst and deal 60 magic damage per stack for 2 seconds. All right. So it didn't explode. So I think it's on death. Man, sometimes I can't read too well, but they are happy they got something out of nothing. Oh, Silas is moving on forward. They're going to go ahead and use the dust here. They have him in telekinesis. They're going to use the swap to save their drow. The BKB is on for Silas. Silas wants to move forward, and same thing with Steer. The Inkswell is not going to be there, but the Time Walk forward, I mean, he is being super greedy right now. He's looking for someone. Oh, there's the Yules onto the Dragon Knight. The Bramble Mace is right there, forcing the Manta out. Steer is being super greedy. If he gets caught right here, right now, it's going to be very, very bad. A lot of chasing. They do know the Roshan's up. Out comes the Wave of Terror. They do see 3 in the pit. They can't really engage on this. But the 4 Boomers and Jack decide to go ahead and back off to smoke to see if they can go ahead and catch Pot of Greed off guard. They are going to be invading from this side. They break the smoke. Great positioning from Greed to break it. And here comes the swap. Got the Grimstroke. They got the Dream Coil onto this Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knight's going to be going down. Great sacrifice from Naya. Time Walk forward. Nobody there to Chrono. BKB is on, so they might go ahead and turn around. Here comes the right click and the silence with the gust. And they're able to take down the Faceless Void. Oh, and they got the Timeless Relic on the ground. Thanks to some creep that died. Alright, they're seeing if they can catch anyone. They found Hazanko, but they didn't get the Rubik. The Io, on the other hand, and Pip is just trying to find different places to hide in the map so he doesn't get caught out. They're pinging out the Roche Pit right now, so they're like, hey, let's go ahead and grab this. This is the second Roche Pit, super important in all games because this is the only Roche kill that drops the Aghanim Shard. It won't drop on the 3rd, it won't drop on the 4th, or the 5th, or the 6th, and by that time, the 6th time, it's just like, oh my god, too much. That game is probably like 2 hours in or something. No, actually an hour and a half in. Yikes. So anyways, they're gonna go ahead and pick up everything that they need. The Aghanim's Shard, who has it? Who has it? Pucky? It doesn't seem to be like Puck. Drow already has it, doesn't need it. Who picked it up? Oh, they gave it to Dark Willow. Now, I think Dark Willow is a great choice for this in terms of the Aghanim Shards because your Cursed Crown now also gets added with a Bramble Maze. So the Cursed Crown creates 4 brambles around the target after the counter ends. Triggers even upon dispel. Reduces cooldown by 3 seconds and stuns delay by 1 second. So you go ahead and apply the Cursed Crown. There's 4 brambles around them. Those people are stuck. Well, I wouldn't say stuck. They are more or less in a very bad spot. So they have to be very careful on how they control their hero out of position. So, but they've found Silas, but thanks to the Ags, now you can stay in the game. So if you don't have a Nature's Prophet to trap this Vengeful Spirit, or something else to trap this Vengeful Spirit, because Vengeful Spirit can't use items to escape from Sprout, you know, the Vengeful Spirit is just going to walk away. You know, like, that's the good news about Vengeful Spirit. Bad news about Vengeful Spirit, that if you get caught out all the time, they can find you, they catch you, they hunt you down, and they keep killing you and keep you off on the map, and you can't use any of your items. So, we'll see how it goes. All right. We do have Moon Man up top and just split pushing away. And it kind of feels like this is what you need to do as your core. When you're falling back behind like this, you have to push out one of the lanes. And he's choosing the one lane that he knows feels like it's the safest, given that he knows the information. The whole entire team of Pot of Greed's on the bottom side of the map. They're not going to come back for him just yet. So it's more like a tactical swap in terms of what you want to give up. You want to go ahead and give up the bottom lanes to see if you can get the top lane. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and swap over the top lane real fast. They did glyph for it, just to keep it alive. Alright, Steer is taking it. Able to go ahead and get the tier 3. Seems to be backing away for the moment being, because he needs to probably come back for this fight over here in the mid lane. That's going to be happening relatively soon. The Drow has the Aegis, doesn't have Silver's Edge just yet. Silas with the Inkswell blink forward. There's a soul bind. They're going to go ahead and telekinesis a few people up. They're going to go ahead and also throw out this primal split. Steer's looking for a good chrono to go on. He found Raw Boss. He's going to go ahead and try to right-click. There's the Inkswell to go ahead and stun up the Raw Boss. They were able to find the Drow. Chrono not used just yet. Probably saving it for the second kill on Honeydew. Honeydew is, well, going to go ahead and jump out of the invis. Oh, they have the Bramble onto this Moonman, who's going to try to get to Honeydew. Honeydew has the BKB. There's the Gus. Able to go ahead and right-click. They're going to go ahead and force staff him in a different area. Able to go ahead and maybe... Nope. Phase shifted Rubik, who's going to go down anyways right now. Silas is over here on the side, trying to infiltrate the back line, but that Bramble Maze is preventing him from moving in forward. Moonman is going to go ahead and jump forward onto Welshi. There is the magic missile to stun him up to delay. Here comes the swap, trying to keep Welshi alive. Welshi still trying to walk away with the Phantom's Embrace. Silas being caught on the side with the damn Honeydew right-clicking him away. Can they get the kill? Yes, they're able to with the multi-shot. The Silver Edge finally being built. Everybody goes down. Welshy's going to be next on the list. But when you take a look at this trade, it's not the worst trade in the world, but very, very awful. But you got the buyback from the Faceless Void there, and you're more or less thinking about trapping them on this. And what I mean by trapping, I mean like you're inviting them straight into the base. Everybody buys back at the same exact moment to see if they can catch. But the pip on the IO is a little sneaky, given that he has reload. So as soon as they don't need to do all buybacks, but one is just enough to convince everyone to be like, let's back away. They had a great team fight, which was going bad and good. And I know a lot of people will say that this is a win for Boomers and Jack, which it is technically, but you had to invest a lot of buybacks. Like, how many buybacks did you have to give up for that? You had to give up 1 buyback, 2 buyback, 3, 4 buyback from the looks of things. You had to invest 4 buybacks for that. Let's see here. Dragon Knight, Rubik, Faceless Void, Grimstroke, Dark Willow being on the side of the Dire. So you had to invest 4 buybacks for that team fight to win it. That's a huge investment. And you only were able to get 1 buyback out of Pot of Greed when you went ahead and threatened their base. So a huge investment. If 2 of those heroes get caught now, of the 4 that bought back, you are in dire straits at that point, and there is more or less no coming back from that. So at this point, it is making sure that all these lanes are pushed out past the river. Like, no red on this side. You cannot have any dire units on your side of the map from this point onwards until the time expiration of buyback goes away and everybody has buyback. You need to make sure all of these lanes are pushed out. Mid's the easiest one to deal with. The bottom lane is going to be the worst to deal with. The off lane is not going to be that difficult. So you really do need to have someone that's going to be... Oh, they're going to go ahead and smoke up here. So you definitely need someone who's going to be mobile enough to take care of the bottom lane, to push it all the way out to the river and not worry about it anymore. Now, as you can see, we already have some units inside the base, being the biggest threat. You're already splitting up your team at this point. And not only that, the Dragonite got caught out. You are looking at a very bad situation at the moment. I honestly believe you just go ahead and cut this wave right here, get this push on going. You'll be okay. And playing this triangle right here, if you're dire, is the best spot. This whole entire wave, or at least this whole entire lane, will push back by itself naturally. You're going to go ahead and do a sneaky little play with a reload of 10 seconds. You just need to find a way to break this tether to catch one of them out. Doesn't matter who, but they went ahead and dream coiled the IO anyways. And the IO is going to go ahead and come back home nice and safe. And not only that, 110 seconds with no Faceless Void on the map, 40 seconds with no Dragonite. You just literally walk down mid and just threaten everything on their towers. Just unload everything in this team fight, and you should win this game. So let's go ahead and recap real quick in terms of net worth. All right. Beginning of the game to the mid game, all of this was all agreed. Right now, you have one massive... Oh boy. Oh, that was a really nice idea and play from the side of Forward Boomers and Jack. They're going to go ahead and quickly finish off this Rax, giving themselves mega creeps. And now it's more or less elementary. You just go ahead and right click away on these towers. Excuse me. They right click on these towers, and that's about it. That's all you really have to do at this point. Just right click, blink forward, the Inkswell is up, gets 2 on the Soul Vine, they're lifted up, and can they finish the job? They needed to find the Drow. Drow is in the perfect position in the back lines. Great job, B-Jack Honeydew, and that more or less introduces the end of the game right here, right now. Pip trying his best to keep everyone alive, and himself. There's the GG being called, and down goes the throne. Oh, I'm sorry, down goes the Ancient. Alright, so that was game 1. Game 2 will be coming up soon. Let me go ahead and throw up some music for you all to listen to. While that is going on, I am going to go ahead and grab some more tea. But I do hope you enjoy all of that action that you saw. Don't worry, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and at the very end of the stream, run all the notifications. And I'll go ahead and say thank you then. All right. So it'll be like a few minutes before the teams will reconvene once more for game 2. So go ahead and relax. Enjoy your time here. I'll see you guys soon. So let me go ahead and grab my tea and everything.
It's alright with you, then I could be whatever it is that you need me to. My love, 'cause you're golden. 'Cause you're golden. Golden morning, 'cause you're golden. it's okay if you're lonely. Cause you're golden. I thought we had it all. This is our story. It's written on the wall of what you did, what I did, meant more than a letter to each other. Gonna wipe out what's on my mind. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Now I know I can't take it anymore. 'Cause I'm feeling that I'm lost inside, trying to get over you. Need to let go. I still wish you the best for tomorrow. Of what you felt, what I felt is totally different from each other. This delusion kept in our hearts. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Now I know I can't take it anymore. 'Cause I'm feeling that I'm lost inside, trying to get over you. Over you, over you. Wasn't you not around? Wasn't you not around? I didn't plan it, you know that. I didn't mean to hurt you, darling. I wasn't ready, we both weren't. But look at you, you're everything I want. Just give me another chance to show you. Please hear me. I'm just trying to tell you, come with me, and we'll be everything we want to. Just give me another chance. I know I should've known better. I 'cause when you're not around, everything feels wrong. When no one's ever treated me better, I guess I wasn't used to feeling good. I know I should've known better, but I didn't know I loved you until you were gone. I'm only human, you know that. Quit looking at me like I'm something else. You're feeling different, we both are. Yeah, I've been feeling things I've never felt. Just give me another chance to show you. Please hear me. I'm just trying to tell you, come with me. And we'll be everything we want to. Just give me another chance. I know I should've known better. I know I should've never taken off. I know I should've known better. 'Cause when you're not around, everything feels wrong. When no one's ever treated me better, I guess I wasn't used to feeling good. I know I should've known better, but I didn't know I loved you until you were gone. Didn't mean to hurt you, didn't mean to hurt you, no, I wasn't ready. Didn't mean to hurt you, I didn't mean to hurt you, I didn't mean to hurt you, didn't mean to hurt you, no, I wasn't ready. Didn't mean to hurt you, I didn't know I loved you until you were gone.
Five. It is Radiant's Dyer's turn to battle. Radiant's turn to battle. It is Dyer's battle.
Down on the ground is where we started our journey. Left to be crowned, to be a part of even bigger things. Stop wasting time, is what they said when they all looked at us. But all you need to know is time is irrelevant. All you need to know. All you need to know. Irrelevant, irrelevant. We need to stop living in a dream. We need to live to feel reality. We need to leave and let go of the past. Still holding down the spot. We need to learn to live without regret. Appreciate whatever lies ahead.
10 seconds remain.
So that was provided to you from the sweet, soothing chill pop station from Pretzel Rocks. So if you are interested in streaming and need royalty-free music that won't get you DMCA'd out of your life, go ahead and check out Pretzel Rocks. They are not a sponsor of this stream, but I do enjoy their product. It is free, but don't forget, they have a paid subscription service. Check them out. Alrighty, alright, enough of that free advertisement for the company that I absolutely enjoy from a moral and ethical standpoint. And let's check out how this draft is coming along. If you have more questions about the moral and ethical standpoint of my views, go ahead and ask me in DMs and so forth, and I'll explain as to why Pretzel Rocks is my choice of music, as opposed to supporting everyone else. Okay, so check this out. We got Lion, really valued in the high MMR brackets. We have Underlord as well. And great combination for the two together. It just becomes instant stun hell. You don't want to deal with that in lane. Not to mention, you have an Underlord with a Rod of Atos. If that gets rushed on top of the mana drain from Lion, it's just an absolute fracking nightmare. All right, let's take a look at these bans, shall we? Void Spirit is banned out. Death Prophet, Monkey King, Slark, and Ursa. On the opposite end, we have a Grimstroke with a Sand King. Phantom's Embrace and the Inkswell is highly valued in this meta at the moment. Supremely super strong. You add that Phantom Embrace, you run at him with the Inkswell. That Sand King with the follow-up with the Burrow Strike and the Sandstorm just makes it a great combination whatsoever. And when we take a look at how Boomers and Jack, take a look at how they're wanting to ban out heroes. They took away Naya's Vengeful Spirit. They took away Welshy's Brewmaster in the first phase. They're very afraid of that. Pot of Greed with their opening ban phases with the Void Spirit and the Death Prophet from the last game. It seems like they're very, very uncomfortable seeing those two heroes in the lineup of 4 Boomers and Jack. So we got some respect bans trailing back from game 1 into game 2. So no Drow, no AM, no Pugna. And here comes the picks for the second phase. What are we really looking at for the second phase? Probably some more mobility, a little bit more mobility from 4 Boomers and Jack. And they felt very comfortable with the Faceless Void in the last game, so they're going to stick with it. It makes a lot of sense. They had a good amount of control in game 1. They started slipping around the mid game, started losing control, but they still had a good chance at winning the game. Their player Steer or Moonman or 7-0 did a great job with his chronos for the most part. Were they game changing? They were. I want to find the good word for this. Were they game changing? Not entirely. But were they game tilting? Yes. They tilted it back into their favor. Okay, so we got a mid Zeus from the looks of things, so that's really neat. Goes ahead and takes away the option of Terrorblade on the board. So it's just like, maybe we don't go Terrorblade. Or maybe this is like a bait to be like, okay, we're going to run our Faceless Void 5 and try to threaten to make sure they never pick Terrorblade so we can pick him. Which is actually a really decent combo if you think about it. Because the Faceless Void just jumps in Chronospheres and then you just got like a few heroes stuck there and you're just like telling your Terrorblade, right click. Just right click. That's all you gotta do. Just right click. You know. We have a Puck. We also have Dark Willow. Rob Boss did a tremendous job as Puck in the last game. Was it MVP caliber?
10 seconds.
I don't know. I don't think it's a MVP caliber type of game, but Puck was instrumental in everything from the last game. And here's the crazy thing, right? The game in game 1 for Pot of Greed felt a very Pot of Greed game because it was a complete team effort. There wasn't someone that stood out per se that did like the most tremendous things to win the game. Naya had some plays, Welshy had some plays, Gree had some good plays. The same thing with Rob Boss. B-Jack Honeydew had some excellent decision making game in that game. I mean, it was a total package of everybody came together and won together kind of thing. For Boomers and Jack, I would say last game it was definitely Pip had more of a MVP type caliber game, because he just the Pip just stood out a little bit more than everybody else. And for Boomers and Jack, but everybody pulled their weight in that game, which is what I'm trying to say. So we had a great matchup, a great game from game one. I am looking forward to a great game two, because there's no TA, there's no Huskar, no Alchemist, and no Medusa. Which leads me to believe that Pot of Greed not having last pick here can be frightening, because they can go with a Drow again, because they did pick a Drow into Faceless Void last game. They felt very comfortable with B-Jack Honeydew to position themselves in a good spot to go ahead and make sure he doesn't get caught out by the Faceless Void. Would they do it again? I'm not entirely sure. I kind of feel like you can go off script a little bit and try getting Gyrocopter again in this game. I don't know why I'm saying Gyrocopter, but like he's a ranged hero, and Welshie seems to not Welshie. B-Jack Honeydew seems to be comfortable on ranged heroes, so try that one out. He it has missile, it has call down. Call down is a great counter to Faceless Void. As long as Gyro doesn't get caught. You don't have the save from the swap though, so it's going to be a little difficult to nail that entirely. You do have the Underlord to help out though, and same with the Lion and Dark Willow. So Faceless Void has a lot of options that he has to actually worry about in this game, as opposed to last game where he had not as many, but not enough that it completely ruins his game. They're really thinking on this hero. They don't have AM available. They don't have a lot of like, Bloodseeker. Let's take a look at the cons for Bloodseeker. Needs to build BKB to survive this fight. Cannot outscale Faceless Void. Let's see, what's another con? Probably needs a very strong laning phase to keep up with Faceless Void. I'm thinking of more cons. Heroes need to be low. Here's the so there's not too many cons for Bloodseeker in this game in particular, given that there's Grimstroke, Sand King, Faceless Void, and Zeus. Zeus, squishy. Grimstroke, squishy. Sand King can be very, very squishy if you can find him on Sandstorm. Faceless Void, super squishy. Worst part, he has Time Walk. Not the greatest thing in the world to have. You rupture him, he Time Walks away, no big deal. You just go ahead and follow up with the Blood Right. You just force him to use it. It's just like, oh my god. It really, really is very, very dangerous for Faceless Void when you have a Bloodseeker. If you don't, I'm gonna say if you don't know how to deal with it, but it can be. Oh no. Oh god, no. Broodmother is on the board, everybody. Everyone have a heads up. Calypsis is going to be on the Broodmother. We got Steer on the Faceless Void. We got Silas on the Zeus, which gives us Hazanko on the Grimstroke, and Sand King being played by the... Oh gosh, who was the mid player last game? Oh yeah, Pip. There we go. So if you really think about it, Pip being the mid hero in this game guarantees a lot of CS for himself to an extent. Doesn't threaten Rob Boss too much until the barrel strike, and then a rotation from anybody can be interesting. I don't know if Brood can do it. Brood 4 is going to be interesting to see. I do feel that the Brood and Silas together in lane is going to be interesting to see. I mean, you're going to give up a lot of gold to the Zeus. So, all right, so we got Naya online, Welshi on the Underlord, Grease on the Dark Willow, Raw Boss is our traditional mid player, and a Pucky. B-Jack Honeydew is going to be playing on the Bloodseeker. I'm going to be very honest. I don't think Broodmother being played into a Bloodseeker is a good idea in lane, because you open yourself up to a rupture and then you have to move. You can't stand your ground anymore, and then, you know. But we will see how this all plays out.
The time for preparation.
It is an interesting lineup. It is not bad at all. It's going to be lots of fun to see. Let's see here. Who has the smoke? Who has the smoke? Who has the smoke? Who has this? There's the smoke. Okay. So Pip doesn't... Okay, it kind of feels like Pip's sort of set up for mid. Nope. No, not set up for mid. So Silas is most likely playing mid. Well, actually, Silas can be the 3 with the Broodmother and Calypsis and just run... Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll figure out how the lane's going to be working out. I'm very unfamiliar with 4 Boomers and Jack. So we'll see how this all plays out. There's nothing... Like I'm saying, there's nothing... Oh, uh-oh. He was within range at the tower. He broke his own smoke. They're all backing away going, huh? Alright. So they didn't want to get caught out in the worst situation or the worst spot. So they did get vision of the Grimstroke. So they are... And they were looking for the ward just in case it was dropped there. Alright, we got Steer here going to go ahead and try to take this... But it's going to go to Welshi. Out comes the Bramble Maze. They have Cupsis stuck in one spot there. Out comes the Inkswell. Naya with the strike there. All right, they're able to go ahead and get the first blood. They're going to go ahead and keep fighting this. All right, they do have a magic stick on the Honeydew. Gree is right there. The light... My god, this Arc Lightning is doing a lot of damage. They need to land this Bramble Maze. Oh, Silas puts himself into harm's way. Out comes the Burrow Strike. There is the kill. And Silas is going to try to man-fight Rob Boss. There's the Illusory Orb to go ahead and get the finish on Silas. Pip is walking back in. Doesn't have the mana. There is the Earth Spike. He needs to pop his Mango if he wants to go ahead and burrow anybody. Gonna go ahead and keep fighting. Grimstroke went ahead and got taken out of this whole entire fight. Great job from Pip at the moment because he's making a whole lot of space. There's the second Earth Spike. Can they go ahead and drag him down just a little bit more? And it seems like they're able to go ahead and get him just a little bit lower. Another Burrow Strike. There's a Bramble Maze. He is rooted down. Just need one more right click. Okay, never mind. Needs one more right click thanks to the regenning. There's another Burrow Strike. Out comes the Blood Right. And another blood. So there we go. So Cupsis is going to be definitely playing this lane as a 4 from the looks of things, as someone suggested earlier in chat. And we're going to see how effective this will be. Let's see here. Silken Bola. All right, the slow duration, attack, bonus damage on the person, miss chance is 40%. That's really interesting to see. Now comes the Blood Right. Great way to go ahead and just force him away from the lane. All right, and this isn't exactly what you want to see when you are the Brood Mama. Right, out comes the Bramble Maze. You have to watch how you walk that very carefully. Great job with the Bramble Maze, making Cupsis walk in directions that he cannot afford to, getting free right clicks, and being semi-forced out of lane. Okay, this insatiable hunger is really fun to see as a scaled ability now, as opposed to an ultimate. Oh, they went ahead and Burrow Strike onto B-Jack Honeydew. Out comes the Blood Right. There's the Earth Spike to go ahead and keep them in place. All right, they're trying to fight in Calpsis. The insatiable hunger does wear out. So this 3-on-2 whole entire situation is getting very interesting and intriguing. Great pull from the side of the Radiant into the side jungle over there to deny some experience. Out comes the Earth Spike, Burrow Strike, and the Blood Right. Pip is losing mana thanks to the mana drain, but Honeyjack does not care at this point. Honeydew, sorry. B-Jack Honeydew is going to be right-clicking away. His Blood Right's there. You know, great job on the Thirst. You know, this is where it kind of sort of like, how do I explain this without sounding so mean? This lane's very experimental, and it doesn't seem like it's heading in the right direction just yet, because it needs like a 3-level setup, and the worst part is it turned into a tri-lane. Out comes the Earth Spike, Blood Right misses, but there's a Bramble Mace to force Pip into different directions. Here comes the Inkswell. There's a Burrow Strike, followed up by the Inkswell pop. B-Jack Honeydew is in a lot of trouble, Calpsis, with Insatiable Hunger. Out comes the Blood Right. There's the Earth Spike again. Can it land? Oh, they landed onto the Calpsis, but not Pip. And Pip goes down in this whole entire fight. Mana Drain not being able to be fixed. The Bramble Maze did catch Hazanko, and there is the kill from Gree. Earth Spike is available from Naya, but it's not going to do much against this Broodmother. So usually I think that Broodmother needs that 3-level setup to get that power spike to actually be effective in lane. So once you have to deal with a tri-lane in your lane, it kind of defeats the purpose of having a 4. So you kind of sort of need to move that Broodmama into a safe lane at this point. So here comes the Insatiable Hunger. Out comes the Blood Right. There's the Earth Spike to try to keep B-Jack Honeydew alive, but that's not going to be enough. There's the Inkswell, and it just... oh my gosh, the Gree's going to be in a lot of trouble. There's the follow-up on the Burrow Strike, so here's some counters going on back and forth. This lane is an absolute death trap for everybody involved. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it can get a lot worse for either side. I'm predicting at this point that B-Jack Honeydew might be able to go ahead and control this lane if he can get a kill onto the Broodmother right now. But we'll see how it goes. The Broodmother did finally hit level 3 for a little bit. So the Silken Bola, we'll see how this goes. They're going to go ahead and set up this kill if they probably... nope, they were thinking about it. They advised themselves against it. Out comes the Earth Spike. There's the Mana Drain. The Bramble Maze is down. The Blood Right's there to go ahead and silence up this Sand King. Pip is in a lot of trouble. They do get the last hit on B-Jack. Oh, there is the Phantom's Embrace. Doesn't care. He's going to go ahead and start right-clicking everything in front of him. An aggressive Bloodseeker makes life a whole lot easier. Okay. Oh, Naya. Oh, barely. Just a little late. Just a little late. But they were able to go ahead and split up... what the... they were able to go ahead and split up the camp. But they're definitely wanting to go ahead and try to get this pull onto this creep wave. They're able to get at least 2 creeps. Great thing they got the Cardi and the range creep. So that's really good play there. Out comes the Thunder's God's Wrath over here in mid. They have Pip stuck right there, and he's going to leash himself to death. Naya is TPing on in. There's the Burrow Strike. So if Raw Boss decides to go ahead and turn around, now's a great time to do it. There's the Elysior Orb. There's the swap real quick for the Orb, and a nice kill onto Naya. Man, and the runes are up. There's a regen, and no one sees it from the side of the Radiant. Oh my lord. But, well, she goes down to the Faceless Void up top. There's the Bramble Maze. Oh, and it barely misses. Oh, the Blood Right almost got it. But there's the Curse Crown to keep him out of lane, though. Okay, so last game we saw the build on Hazanko, more or less focusing on the Phantom's Embrace and the Inkswell. So they're going to go ahead and put a Cursed Crown and the Bramble Maze, stunning out Calpsis, but has to use his Insatiable Hunger. Okay, up top, we got Moonman just absolutely, I wouldn't say bodying, but more or less along the lines of forcing Welshi away from lane. So it's a good job from the Faceless Void at the moment. Great job from Welshi. This lane is very contested, but it is favoring Steer. All right, let's go ahead and go back to this bottom lane. That's an absolute kill fest. I know we want to go visit mid real quick, but we see a retreat from the Zeus. Out comes the Earth Spike and the Bloodright. Down goes the Sand King. Great job from the 3 in the bottom lane right now. This is making it incredibly difficult for the Broodmother to farm, not to mention to put pressure on the lane, because naturally Broodmother is not a kill hero in lane until she starts snowballing. She needs those levels to do something about it. So the tri-lane really hampered her whole entire leveling. So I'm sorry that I'm harping on that, but it is something that I have to point out because it's like all over in my brain. Because a 4 Broodmother is so fun to see, but it is difficult to pull off at the moment. All right. They did get the Faceless Void up top though, and Rob Boss just gets the kill. The Silken Bola is really nasty, as you can see. Out comes the Earth Spike with the Bloodright. She is really low, trying to go ahead and hide in the trees at the moment, trying to get away. B-Jack Honeydew, did not have enough thirst points yet. But let's see here, Rob Boss, and well, she's going to go ahead and put a lot of pressure in this top lane. And this is the great thing about being Underlord. You can put a lot of pressure onto the lane and take control of it and try to dare the carry to come back. And by doing this, this allows Rob Boss to be that extra help to do this. Out comes the Waning Rift. Not much to do right now. There is the Time Walk. Out comes the Pit of Malice. They have him kind of sort of stuck. There is the fire. And can he get the right click? Can he get the nice thing? No, he's unable to do so. The Illusory Orbs to go ahead and get out of dodge from under tower. There's the Ink Swell. See if they can catch Welshi off guard, but they're not going to do that. All right. Over in mid, they did try to get the gank onto Gree, and Gree was able to go ahead and avoid everything thanks to the Shadow Realm. Rob Boss TPing back to mid, and that's the neatest thing about the Underlord. You can actually invite someone to go to your lane, like say Rob Boss, have one of the supports from the bottom lane to take over the mid lane, gain those levels. Here comes the Rupture and the Earth Spike onto the Sand King. There's going to be a quick kill for B-Jack Honeydew. Silas is wanting to go ahead and move forward and try to get rid of the stupid stack that's ruining Calpsis' lane, but in return, the creeps are like, we're going to go ahead and get vengeance on you instead. Out comes the Bramble Mace and the Shadow Realm being used. They did get the kill onto Zeus. Honeydew is slowed down thanks to the Silken Bola, and Calpsis has to retreat. So a small little mistake from Zeus thinking he can go ahead and wipe out that camp, and that camp just decided to be like, nope, we're not taking it no more, old man. We're fighting back. And they did. And in response, it got him killed. So the rotations have been very interesting for this game a lot, because you take a look at how the Underlord is performing in this game. I kind of figured he would be higher up on the net worth, but given that they've been exchanging kills and deaths in lane between the Faceless Void and the Underlord, it is not surprising that he's this low onto the net worth, because usually he's much higher up usually, and that is because he hasn't taken the tower yet. As soon as he takes the tower, he gets full control of that lane. The only way you can really truly contest an Underlord at that point is you can go ahead and get your Sand King to start cutting waves, and that's pretty much the only way you can slow it down. But once this starts happening in lane, I mean, like, that's was a free tower for the Underlord. That would have boosted him much higher up, above the Zeus, but no last hit there really stops him.
Be positive.
I really like that voice line. Don't be negative, be positive. Kind of brings the whole entire notion that Bloodseeker's favorite blood type is be positive.
The Radiant scan, eager to know Dire's whereabouts.
I know some of you are groaning out there, but hey, just enjoy my puns while it still lasts. Okay. Oh no, Welshi. Oh no, that was a great pick from Pip. Great pick from Pip to go ahead and stop that mech from showing up to Welshi, because that mech would have been so detrimental against 4 boomers and Jack. Oh, that would have been so detrimental. but they really are forced to use this glyph to go ahead and try to protect this mid tower, and so much so that Steer has to show up over here and try to protect the lane. And this allows a lot of pressure to be applied in certain areas. Having this tower prevents the pot of greed to really just take over this whole entire portion of the map. Because as it stands right now, it's more like this. But once this tower goes down, it's going to be all of that. Out comes the Chrono. The Dream Coil is down. Out comes the Lightning Bolt. They're going to go ahead and try to get rid of Rob Boss. He is going to phase shift and avoid all the damage. He does have the double damage still applied. And my god, Gree absolutely destroying the Zeus. Oh my god, that Bedlam in the Shadow Realm. It's just like, what are you going to do? Nothing. Nothing you can do about that. And a DC from the Sand King to go ahead and be like, uh-oh. So I don't think it was a rage quit or anything. I just feel like the game probably crashed on him. So it's pretty obvious we're having some weird technical issues with Dota today. So we'll see how it goes. But I really do like the whole entire introduction of Broodmother into the game. Especially in this meta. She got reworked. They have to figure out a new way for Broodmother to get into this game and into this meta, and a lot of the pros feel like you need a specialist to deal with it. But if we can go ahead and think outside of the box like we usually do as Dota players and find a new position for Broodmother, and she's now like a 3-4 or a 3, then she becomes a freaking beast. Okay, because everything from what I'm seeing so far, how she's being built and so forth, she has to be a 3. And as a 3, she's going to be a lane dominator. And as a lane dominator, you really need to put points into your Silken Bola. As someone said in chat, as you can see here, 4 points in Silken Bola, 1 point in Spin Web, 1 point in Insatiable Hunger. It really gives the whole entire sustain ability in lane with Insatiable Hunger. You need to build items that really reflect the capability of staying in lane and regeneration. So obviously this whole entire build is still a work in progress from what I am able to tell. It's a really, really nice build. It really is. Like, oh, chipped vest. That's actually really helpful for a Broodmother in lane. So being forced to TP back really hurts the presence, and also allows the Bloodseeker to just have the ability to abuse the lane. So that's not something that you really want to see. Okay, because B-Jack Honeydew right now, if you can go ahead and finish up that Maelstrom this game, it's going to hurt the Broodmother so much. Because that Maelstrom is just going to eat up that whole entire... Oh, Midas on the Faceless Void. That's just going to eat up all the Spiderlings, and a Blood Rites right there. It just makes things so much more difficult. And it looks like the Maelstrom is completed, and it's going to be on its way. It just needs to be delivered, and it's going to be a lot of trouble and easier farming for B-Jack Honeydew. Not entirely sure why the Faceless Void felt like he needed a Midas, but I really do honestly believe, given the pace of this game, the Sand King overstepped bounds. But given the pace of how, oh, here comes the Earth Spike, the Mana Drain coming out, Silas to help out with a Thunderbolt. And that Phantom's Embrace is super annoying. Here comes the Dream Coil, the Waning Rift that get the kill onto the Grimstroke. Can they go ahead and get a double onto Rob Boss right here? Silas is trying to fight his way out, but it is unfortunate that he's unable to do so. A valiant effort. B-Jack Honeydew under a lot of threat. There is a lot of people on top of him. They're able to get the kill. The Rupture is on Steer. They're going to go ahead and use the Pit of Malice and try to get him out of the way. Time Walk again. He's going to go ahead and use his Time Dilation. But they're going to go ahead and walk away from this while she just doesn't want to deal with it. So if the Bloodseeker is alone and a little assistance from Calpsis with the Faceless Void, we can see the amount of damage that it can do with a Silken Bola, because absolutely slowed down the Bloodseeker by 55% once you get it maxed out. So at this point, it seems really, really good if you can catch anybody by themselves. but is it really effective in lane is the question, and how do you make it effective? So we're going to see how this all pans out. We have 4 heroes down here against 2. The Pit of Malice does land for a little bit, but is able to go ahead and survive. Firestorm was used a little bit early, so these little spiderlings can go ahead and run around, and you know, they did get caught out by the Illusory Orb and the Waning Rift. So those spells were used immediately. Oh, the Dream Coil being applied onto Calypsis. Oh, here comes the kill for that. And oh, the Chronosphere and Rob Boss in a different spot. They do have him hexed up a little bit. Out comes the Finger of Death. It is used, but was able to go ahead and time walk it away and reverse the damage. The crown being used onto this damn Sand King, and they were able to go ahead and find the kill on him. And with all of that being said, you kind of would expect the tower to go down. Nope, it did not go down whatsoever, especially when there was 2 catapults right there. Oh my, you got to count your blessings that those 2 catapults did not do any damage whatsoever to your tower. Oh, talk about good and bad timing and really weird misfortune. There's the Pit of Malice to go ahead and try to force the time walk out of the Faceless Void. Faceless Void is going to go ahead and just walk away nice and clean. We do see the spiderlings amassing. There's the Aether Lens for Calypsis. So Calypsis just needs to go to the side shop over here. Quick trip. Easy peasy. Aether Lensy. Okay. So it's really interesting to see Broodmother without spiderlings until like level 6, which is really neat. Really changes the gameplay for the Broodmother. A heavy investment into the spin webs to go ahead and be a pusher at this point. So it really does change the dynamics of the Broodmother. Oh, just needs to go ahead and unlock, do that. Yep. Because it no longer adds this whole entire push early, win early mentality. It's more like map pressure at all times kind of thing, and the way it's kind of building up. And the Midas is a really good investment, like I was trying to say earlier from Faceless Void, due to the fact of how like the timing of Dota is right now. Because it kind of like was like win the first 20 minutes and then suffocate the enemy for the next 20. Right now it's very trying to build up pressure and keeping your foot on the pedal and easing as much as you possibly can into redlining your car. Sorry, if I'm using correct terminology and you don't know what it means. Oh, there's the Rupture. They have him dream coiled. He can't run away. But the Terrorize absolutely ruins a Faceless Void's day. Oh, you found the win condition and you murdered it. Great play from the side of Pot of Greed, but the only problem with that is that you had to use 3, count them, 3 ultimates to do that. Honestly, I think they can do a little bit of a better job if you can just get 2 out of that. And if there was more than just the Faceless Void there and had a Dream Coil, it would be great. Here comes the Epicenter wind up, and the Ink Swell and everything makes killing the puck just so much sweeter and easier. So great pick off from the 4 Boomers and Jack. That was a great setup and a wind up, and they nailed it to perfection. They're going to see if they can get a kill onto Gree, who's going to use the Bedlam and the Shadow Realm to go ahead and get on out. The Burrow Strike was there for the initiation, but not, but it wasn't in cooldown fast enough to get this to prevent the TPA out. So it looks like this tower is under threat. They're using the space from the Sand King to go ahead and apply pressure for the tower. They have the Rupture onto Calypsis. They did get the Earth Spike onto Pip. The Soulbind onto 2. Out comes Welshie with the Pit of Malice. They're going to go ahead and try to get this damn annoying Sand King. Oh, it looks like Calypsis is thinking about staying around now. Oh, the Bedlam being used. There's a right clicking. They're going to go ahead and use the Burrow Strike. The Dream Coil keeping the Broodmother in place. They did get the tower. They had to sacrifice 2 heroes for it. And in doing so, the Grimstroke was able to get away from this whole entire fight while they focused down Calypsis. And here comes that counter push from Pot of Greed. Can they get this mid tier 2 tower that has roughly close to about, I want to say 15%? No, I don't know anymore, 15. And it's down to dead. Okay, it's gone. Oh, they are able to catch Zeus out. He does have buyback if they do threaten high ground. It doesn't seem like they need him though. He does not have Thunder God's Wrath anymore, but he still is capable of doing a whole lot of damage. He's about, let's see here, 1200 away from bringing out the Nimbus, which makes things a lot more easier for defending high ground. B-Jack Honeydew working on the Sanjin Yasha. Great item for him because of the boost into the health and lifesteal and so forth. So that's great. They're putting a lot of pressure all over the map. They're just absolutely having a good amount of control. It's a 26 to 8 kill lead with a 7k net worth lead over 4 Boomers and Jack. It doesn't mean the 4 Boomers and Jack is out of this game just yet. They just need to get this Faceless Void up and running. All right, there's a Thunder God's Wrath. They're able to get the Bloodseeker in this fight. They have Gree under a lot of threat at the moment, who's going to use this damn spider up, but the Earth Spike misses. They're going to go ahead and use a Reality Rift to get the hell on out. Gree's the only one that's been left over, and threatened, going to go ahead and use the Shadow Realm. Are they going to commit? Nope, they're not going to use the Chronosphere to commit for that. But with that being said, this opens up Roshan. So the Insatiable Hunger is on a 32 second cooldown from the looks of things. 35. All right, so that makes it definitely a good initiator for Roshan. Okay. Oh, the Puck under a lot of threat. You're going to use the Dream Coil, Waning Rift, and lose your orbs. Go ahead and move away. The Earth Spike onto 2, and they're going to go ahead and use the Shadow Room with the Benlum. The Crown Curse is on Hazanko. They see Pip in the back line who got the Pit of Malice, and everybody's getting really low, so we're going to see zoom from the car here. Oh, a Silenced Up Faceless Void getting trapped again because of the Pit. And then he's going to go ahead and TP right back home. They find the Zeus. That is 4 down. B-Jack Honeydew is very, very happy. So he's going to go ahead and be like, hey, guys, can we get this Roshan right now? Can we? Can we, guys? Please? Okay. Yay. So the first Roshan is going to go to the side of Pot of Greed. Remember, like I said in game 2, the second one is the most important one in my opinion. That's where the whole, it either brings you back into the game or it helps you close out. So no matter how you want to take a look at it, it is an extremely important an important Roshan. And not only that, Roshan is still a great objective for this game. So it took a little bit of time to get this Roshan. And honestly, when you have this lineup, which is more of a push-centric lineup than a Roshan-centric lineup, and the right-clicking abilities, it's very team-oriented. So they needed everybody there to get the Roshan, and it just demonstrates they needed to get a really good team fight. 4 of 5 was taken out from the last team fight, so it was a very easy call to make. 3 out of the 5 makes it a little bit more difficult. Who is left on there to deal with after the team fight? So, you know, anyways, that's neither here nor there now. It already happened. So all right, so we got the whole entire kind of like sweeping effect from the team where you have Pip just sweeping in. Oh, they're gonna go ahead and Dream Coil and silence him. There's the Blood Right and the Earth Spike to go ahead and kill him. Oh, and not only that, oh, it felt like Rob Boss really wanted to be aggressive here to see if he can find anyone lurking around. So they were able to go ahead and get the easy kill onto the Sand King. So poor Pip. All right, this Bloodseeker is not getting out of control just yet, but once that BKB is up and running, it's going to be very, very, very difficult to stop him. So this whole entire push lineup is doing great at the moment. They're getting this tier 2 tower over here in the off lane. They already took the mid lane if I'm not mistaken. So it should be a good time to discuss among your team right now. Do we threaten high ground and try to force this Faceless Void back into lane? Honestly, I think I would too. I would honestly do it. I don't care about the Sand King at this point. I'd be like, hey, if we can find one pick off too, we'll go ahead and go for it because that's what it looks like they're calling for. Calypsis is gonna get out nice and safe. So, let's see. Steer here is also gonna TP home. I mean, like, they went ahead and just pulled him. They really did. I think that call for mid wasn't. It was a good and bad call in the same sentence. All right. Oh, bye spiderlings. Okay. So you really need to protect your spiderlings in this. All right. So Calypsis moving on forward. The Inkswell was being applied. There's the Thunder God's Wrath. Out comes the Nimbus. They're going to go ahead and use the Epicenter as well. The Soulbind is onto 2. They have 3 people stuck in this Chronosphere. There's the Terrorize to go ahead and knock out this damn Faceless Void. And they were able to go ahead and get the Sand King silenced up a bit. So they got 2, and they used quite a bit of investment into it. I don't think it's enough to really. How do I explain this? I don't think it's enough to really make Pot of Greed feel like they're on the back foot just yet. They feel that B-Jack Honeydew is super strong with the Bloodseeker. So if they feel they can find someone that's left out by themselves all alone, they're going to go ahead and take that shot at him. Because look right here. The Rupture didn't need to do much. A whole bunch of right clicking. They found someone all alone. And the Broodmother in Calypsis went down. So it's a little bit unfortunate because the Maelstrom procced quite a bit there. But that was something that that was just unfortunate. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so Pip went ahead and blinked onto the other side to go ahead and TP home. So it feels like they're going to go ahead and push in this lane. Well, she's most likely going to go ahead and push this lane here. And see if they can go ahead and balance out that mid lane. Because they're going to go ahead and use up Moonman there. Okay, but the save from Pip on the Burrow Strike was also going to go ahead and blink away and just be an absolute nuisance for these 3. They can't catch him out just yet. And then you got Welshie. Whoop. Pit of Malice misses completely. They're just trying to drag away the attention from pushing. And Welshie came early from the push to help out with the team. So they're going to be cutting each other's waves on the bottom lane here, which is going to reset the lane quite a bit. But it also really helps control the triangle, which disallows the Faceless Void from farming there, which consolidates everybody to farm over here if you're going to be over there. But it also kind of opens up this whole entire area as well. So the Roshan is going to be reclaiming the Aegis. It's already been 5 minutes plus. Right, there's the Blood Right. No heroes there. You know, this is really annoying if you are Pot of Greed. Pip is doing a great job, by the way, for Boomers and Jack. Absolutely cutting these lanes, making it super difficult to push, allowing your Faceless Void to have more time to get online. That BKB, it's almost there. He's about 700 away from finishing it. Let's take a look at Bloodseeker. And oddly enough, is still behind on the BKB. Interesting. Okay. So that Midas is really helping out this Faceless Void. He overtook the Bloodseeker. He's top of the net worth. So this is when it becomes scary time for Pot of Greed. You know you need to break that high ground. You know you need to finish, not finish, but you need to get there before a certain time limit. So that way the Faceless Void doesn't come completely online. Oh, they're trying to find Calypsis. They're able to go ahead and start dewarding here. All of these damn little spiderlings are going to be under threat thanks to the Bedlam. They do see 70 here. He's going to be all out by himself. The Pit of Malice misses, but that doesn't change anything. They're trying to go ahead and just regain control of the map for Pot of Greed. They have a lot of pressure up top. They have a lot of pressure in bottom. They're trying to catch this man out. Here comes the Earth Spike with the Blood Right, and they're able to do so. Great big kill. They even threw down the Dream Coil just to make sure if he tries to time walk away that he is snapped, and they're able to go ahead and take him. And also take a look at this. Like the the shards, the Aghanim shards. Causes mana drain to affect up to 3 enemies and makes you spell immune.
Radiant's
That's
bottom
just
tower
stupid.
is under attack.
That is just absolutely stupid. And that should have been a talent. They should make it like a level 20 or level 15 talent. But Aghanim Shard's really good. Alright, so the Faceless Void is down for 40 seconds. Goes ahead and just opens up the threat for the tower push on mid. Okay, they're focusing B-Jack Honeydew. He's going to go ahead and get the Guardian Greaves applied to him. So in that few amount of seconds, they were able to go ahead and take down, let's see here, 500 health. So if they keep sieging this way, and they're able to find one hero to go ahead and actually just pick off every single time, they can do this and absolutely break high ground. And they have a few more minutes to do that, which is not bad. But they can siege slowly over time and just keep everybody in base, which is just as good as just doing a whole entire pick-off and frontal assault. It doesn't seem... Uh-oh. They did get a glimpse of the courier. So they do know someone's up here. Oh, they found Rob Boss. There's Thunder God's Wrath. They're going to go ahead and try to find him right now. He's going to go ahead and move around. Oh, and he walked right back into the Nimbus Cloud. So they're going to go ahead and use the Waiting Rift. They got this. They got the Brutal Strike. There's the Epicenter and the Sandstorm. The Yule's up in the air. There's the Phase Shift. They're using the Illusory Orb. They're going to go ahead and try to hunt them down. Oh, there's the Dream Coil and the Yules. They're going to go ahead and Blink Dagger away. The Earth Spike to make sure that he gets away. Oh, they had to commit quite a bit for that. But man, they needed that puck out of there. They could not afford losing that puck in this stage of the game. Oh, this is very, very tense. The next big team fight I feel like is going to end the game. Or I wouldn't say end the game, but the next big team fight is definitely for sure going to decide, and where it depends on where it is as well. I'm going to go ahead and really, really, really make it difficult for anybody to win. Oh, Naya's in a really bad spot. They're here with more backup. They're able to catch this damn nasty Sand King. He's healed up in the air, and the Nimbus is right there to be annoying, but they're going to go ahead and apply the Earth Spike. Got the kill onto the Sand King. In the 70s, using his BKB to get on out. Can they get this Broodmother? Oh, they're unable to do so as she TPs away. Oh, that was a great, great job. When they thought they got Naya, instead, Pip was the one that got baited and murdered. So they're going to go ahead and try to do a high ground push here on the top lane. And Pot of Greed is really moving and trying to control the map. They got the outpost. They're moving on into the push right here, giving B-Jack Honeydew some backup on the side. Trying to go ahead and reconvene. They're checking on the Roshan. Is it up just yet? Feels like it is. Because it is. All right, this is the important one. They have Axe Shards. Who are you going to give it to? Let's see here. Axe Shards, more Firestorm, can be self-targeted. Oh yeah, it goes around the person. I forgot about that. Curse Crown again. Alright, Lion already has Shards, so it doesn't need it. The Waning Rift that can reveal invisible units is really cool. Axe Shards is already on the darn Bloodseeker. So I guess the best choice at this point really, honestly, is Welshi. This is really good for the side of Pot of Greed. You give the Aghanim Shard to Welshi, or not?
It's amazing.
Oh, wait, what? No. Okay, so they did go with the Waning Rift, Aghanim Shard. Okay. Oh, because of the knockback. All right. The knockback does help with the Broodmother a bit, so. Oh, they are converging on bottom. They do see the Sand King and the Faceless Void. Okay, 70 instantly TPing out. Pip follows suit. They are going to go ahead and have 4 Boomers and Jack push on the upper area of the map. Did they forget the cheese? Oh, they did forget the cheese. Oh, that very lonely cheese. Oh well. Honestly, like, it kind of makes sense why you would leave the cheese, especially in that situation. Are they really going to go and check a Roshan that's already dead? And you're just threatening high ground? The only way they're going to know is if they have someone over there. And to top it off, have someone check, and everybody checks all their inventory. Like, that's the only way you're going to find out if someone doesn't have cheese. And even then, it's just like, are you really going to go check for cheese? All right. So, as you can see, B-Jack Honeydew went from like full health down to like 30% in like a moment's notice. But that doesn't mean they're going to go ahead and start threatening this, because it feels like they're going to go ahead and do so. And we have a quick pause. Yeah, it was on the other one. Yeah, the other side of the map, so. He's not here to defend himself. Oh, God. I'm not even going to get into that.
I won't lie.
I'll just play some music. I need to rest my voice for a moment.
Something that we've been yearning for. Scream it loud to let everyone know where we came from. Where we came from. Not long ago. They don't know. And now time is irrelevant.
Alrighty, and the Sand King is back with his raggedy ass shoes. Okay, so they're gonna go ahead and defend this tower, and honestly, it's not that easy to defend this tower. I mean, to take down the tower. My apologies, my brain. Because you have a Zeus with a Nimbus Cloud that absolutely decimates everything. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get an instant initiation onto this Broodmother who's hexed up. Oh, the rupture in the back line. They want to go ahead and kill Silas. They're able to do so. The BKB is very helpful in doing that. They have a Chronosphere onto the line. They're able to go ahead and get one. Can they get two on the raw boss? And Welshi with the instant reality rift to get on out. But man, they got three committed up here and fighting, and they don't care because B-Jack Honeydew is running all over the place. They're going to claim him once. Can they claim him again? Well, can they claim him at all? Because he's not dead just yet. Oh, they found him. They couldn't get the Shadow Realm onto Gree. They're gonna go ahead and use up the Sand King. B-Jack Honeydew is in a very bad, precarious situation. He's not gonna be able to fight out of this. Down he goes finally. But they did get the Faceless Void. But that doesn't mean that the Broodmother can go ahead and just absolutely decimate this whole entire map if she wanted to. She can be a threat when she wants to. Oh, Bramble Maze. And the double damage is right there for someone to take. Can she get it in time? She's able to do so because they went ahead and used a Soulbind onto somebody here. I heard the Soulbind. Yeah, it was Welshi and Gree. Oh, we have another pause. Audio issues for the PAC. So the cheese is still there. Huh, Rod of Atos. Okay, that's interesting. Oh.
That's all it takes to kill you?
Man. Some of the talking in this game is kind of funny. So, I really do like the fact that Gree invested into getting an Aeon disc.
Just what I was looking
That way she doesn't get bursted down so quickly. Aether lens. Oh, okay. So the Octarine core is going to be coming along, but first is the Aether lens. So, well, not the Aether lens. The Aeon disc. So that's good for the supports. If Underlord gets an Aeon disc, I wonder if that'll be even helpful for him. It's something that I gotta think about. I know I kind of feel like it. Well, obviously Puck for sure, because Aeon disc on Puck is just absolutely freaking broken. Just gives Puck like the ability to just like get on in and out and everywhere, and like the cooldown on it, it's not that terrible. It's freaking 90 seconds. Like look at this, man. It's like so good. Anyways, I mean, like, ooh, -4 seconds on the illusory orb cooldown. Nice. I wonder, honestly, I would have gone for the rift cooldown just so you can silence people a lot faster. But let's see here. -6 on the rift here. Yeah, it would have been like a 5-second cooldown, roughly. So every 5 seconds, you're just waiting rift everybody around. Yeah, but still, like the -4 seconds on a 5-second cooldown, 1 second, it makes sense why you want to use the orb more. It helps you jaunt all over the place a lot faster. So you really don't have like a cooldown on jaunt. But well, once you start, Puck is just one of those heroes that once she starts getting broken, it gets broken. So we're in a lull right now where it feels like four boomers and Jack don't want to get caught out, and they found B-Jack Honeydew. The BKB is helping to an extent, but man, that Chronosphere, that's not something they want. They have the BKB on the onto the Faceless Void here. He is kind of caught out at the moment, but they're Epicenter with a Burrow Strike helping out. They have him stuck around 4. They're going to go ahead and silence him up with the Finger of Death, and they're trying to see if they can find Pip. Pip's going to Burrow Strike and TP away safely, and oh man, it felt like Calypsis had an opportunity to do something over here on the top lane, and I think he did, to go ahead and push it out as far as he did. So take a look at that. But this bottom lane seems to be under threat at the moment. Let's see here. Okay, so well, she's going to be moving on forward. They don't feel like they need to, they desperately need, but they do have a Burrow Strike and it misses. Rob Boss is right there. He's going to go ahead and Waning Rift away with Illusory Orb and reposition himself. You know, they did put a decent amount of damage onto the tower, so it's about halfway done. You know, they really need to find a way to get to the Zeus, because if they can't get to the Zeus, all right, it's going to be incredibly near impossible to get this and to get this tower, honestly. So as I keep checking onto the cheese,
illusion.
But by putting this much pressure on the map, they're able to at least go ahead and keep the gold in their favor with the bounty runes and everything. So that's really, really good if you are Pot of Greed. And Jesus, it's just, gosh, this is just one of those things. Oh, I think they just, I think they forgot about the cheese. They forgot about this cheese the whole entire time. I guess they put it down and thought, yeah, they already checked the Roshan. I think they reminded themselves that they had a cheese. I don't know. It's just like one of those things. Oh, here's the Epicenter from Pip. Down comes the Burrow Strike. The Aeon Disc is there. Oh, they miss with the Nimbus, the Illusory Orb to get him out. The Thunder God's Wrath. The Yules is up. Can he save himself with a shift? Yeah. And misses with the Burrow Strike, but with the Caustic Finale, they're able to go ahead and get the puck. Pip is most likely going to make a great escape. Ooh! If Naya was there just a little bit earlier, I think that would have been a dead Sand King. Oh man, that Aeon Disc was enough to help out the puck just for a little bit, but not enough to get her out and to get the puck out. But instead, they're going to go ahead and push this in lane from the looks of things and put it into a questionable area. Or oh, but with a 4-on-5 set advantage, they smoked up. They found Naya. They're gonna go ahead and do as much damage as they possibly can. Have them used up. The reality rift out of there, but they leaving V-Jack Honeydew. So he's gonna VKB and try to get out, but nope, nope, that time lock kept him in place. Nope, he's dead. It's just, oh, that don't feel so good. That don't feel great. That feel bad. Oh, they do have a Gleipnir on this Bloodseeker. So you have a 4-on-5 situation at the moment. You're getting some control back on this map. They want to do something about this Welshie, and they found Gree in the back line. The Burrow Strike. Naya is right there. The buyback from the Bloodseeker. The TP on in. The Chronosphere keeping these two in place. The Terrorize getting them away. The Epicenter's there. They're trying to keep Pip into place right here, but he's going to go ahead and walk away. Rob Boss aggressively trying to hunt down Pip. Pip running away, doing a great job juking me as well. I have a really large view of the camera, and man, he's able to get away from me. Oof. But if they notice up top, this Zeus is all alone. He was probably going to TP by himself anyways, so. Oh, they forced out a buyback, which is really good. They have a 5k lead. That's a lot of gold that they had to expend onto B-Jack Honeydew to get him out of jail. Or out of death. I don't know. Whatever. Everyone's going to start yelling at me. It's supposed to be buyback. It's a buyout. It don't matter. He's using gold.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So, like, this is like a nuisance for... Oh, they found Pip. Because Pip found Rob Boss. There's 3 here. Oh, out comes the Earth Spike and the Soul Vine onto 2. Alright, there's the Thunderbolt and the Dream Coil and the back lines over here, keeping them in place. The Waning Rift, Illusory Orb. Out comes the Rupture. They're using the Finger of Death and the Burrows and the Earth Spike. They got 2 out of the... I think they got 1, or did they get 2? I'm not entirely sure, but... Oh, wait, no, they did get 2. The buyback from Pip. No threat on the towers just yet. They need to protect B-Jack Honeydew. He cannot get caught out. They're going to go ahead and use a smoke. Out comes the Thunder God's Wrath to see if they can find anybody. They're trying to hunt down Welshie. He's going to use his Lotus Orb with the Yules. There's the Nimbus Cloud to go ahead and cause some damage for Welshie. Man, this spider, this Broodmom is just absolute, and this Silken Bull is just, ugh. Yeesh. All the slows and everything, man. Really big nuisance.
Radiant are
Huh?
scanning
Pip?
enemies.
Alright, so the Radiant's looking for where they are at. They're going to go ahead and use the Pit of Malice. They're going to see if they can get this into a dieback. He does have shards. Oh, they're going to go ahead and use a few bit of spells. Oh, there's the Gleipnir, the Blood Right. They have a Dream Coil onto this Faceless Void who's going to BKB and try to fight. And Rob Boss is going to use himself up. There's Burrow Strike, and that's a dieback from the Bloodseeker. Oh no, that's not what you want to see, because Welshie's in a lot of trouble. Here's a massive Chronosphere. He's trying to look for someone. He can't find Gree just yet, and they're able to go ahead and get the finish. 3 available for buyback. Naya's trying to get away from this awful situation. Pip trying to Burrow Strike, but misses with the Yules. And there's the Hex. Then here comes the Mana Drain. Buyback from Welshie. And Naya gonna go down right then and there. So, with the buybacks still available for 4 of them, they can put a good high ground defense right now. Alright, so Lion is going to come back into the game with Naya. With that said, they do have the Roshan up right now. So they're going to go ahead and back off just a tad bit, reset themselves, and try to get this Roshan. Nope, not only that, Gree feels like they can go ahead and challenge this. But I think they need Puck. Oh, there's the Puck with the buyback. Oh man. 60 seconds without the Bloodseeker. They can't feel... They can't feel. They feel like they can't put their Faceless Void in a threatening spot trying to get Roshan. The Pit of Malice is there. They can't get this Roshan either without Bloodseeker. It's a team effort team. So they're going to go ahead and try to control this portion of the map. Keep eyes on it. Because that's what they're doing right now. Sacred Relic is on the Faceless Void for a for a nullifier. They're going to go ahead and just start threatening and try to push them away slowly so that way they can reintroduce Roshan with the Faceless Void. Oh, there's the Inkswell combination with the Burrow Strike. There's the Nimbus Cloud. They're going to go ahead and use the Pit of Malice to keep everybody in place. They're using the Reality Rift so they can get on out. They can't afford to die back, and just in time, they're able to do it. They have one down, 4 available, so they're going to go ahead and try to get this Roshan. Do I feel like Pot of Greed need to go ahead and challenge this? It would be nice, but I think the safest play and the worst play is to obviously go in there without a plan. But the safest thing that they can do right now is to go ahead and back away from this situation, even though they want to. And they're using the Rupture. Here comes a double Burrow Strike. And there's the Earth Spike. They're using the Lotus Orb to keep the Yules on. And Pip's just freaking been playing and balling out in this game. Right? And Blood Right is used. There's an Inkswell onto Welshi. They cannot afford Welshi to die. Another Burrow Strike. They're going to go ahead and try to use a Soul Bind. No. Oh, they're going to go ahead and use... Oh, my lord. There's the Chronosphere. Down goes 1. Down goes 2. Down goes 3. Oh, and there's the 4th kill right there. And this opens the door perfectly for the side of 4 Boomers and Jack. They have a wave right at the door. 4 are dead and unable to buy back into the game. They have a lot of heroes right here. They can actually end the game right here, right now. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're aiming for. They're going to go ahead and try to hunt down Naya, or at least push Naya away. They're going to threaten these tier 4s. It looks like a game for 4 Boomers and Jack. Out comes the Earth Spike to go ahead and try to slow this down. Pip showing up. And oh no, they found him. They got him. He's down. Ooh, they're going to go ahead and call GG. So the series is a 1-1. And congratulations to 4 Boomers and Jack. You guys were able to go ahead and even up the series. It could have easily been 2-0 for either side, in my opinion, just given how good everybody was playing the game. And it was an absolute pleasure to go ahead and cast this. But I'm going to go ahead and double check real quick to see that this was a best of 2 and not a best of 3. Pretty sure it was a best of 2. Just getting some confirmation real quick. It must be a little disheartening for Pot of Greed to play a game like that where it felt like you have everything under control, but you had a little bit of pressure on you where you're just trying to poke and prod, just trying to find a way into the high ground, and you're just unable to find it. I'm trying to find out if there's a third game right now, Drem. Oh, it's a best of 3. Okay, I didn't realize it was a best of 3. I thought it was a best of 2. Okay, because I messaged Gree, the captain for Pot of Greed, so he hasn't responded. So if it is a... Okay, it looks like it kind of is a best of 3. All right. Ooh. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and throw up some music. I'm going to go ahead and find myself some tea, if I can find any at this point. And I'm going to relax my voice, so go ahead and just relax to the music.
Time
I'm a curious man with some curious genes. I get that from my dad. I'm not far from the tree. I feel like I'm a butterfly, sting like a beamer. I hate features. Got my running around with my head in the clouds. Been lost and then found. When they woke up and frowned, tell myself I'm the man. I was right to be left. Now I'm back to myself. Who am I to keep on holding you from everything you want? I can see you want to get you want. Who am I to? Who am I?
Looking right, left, going straight. Don't know where to go, wanna hide away. I'm reflecting myself. You are no good for me. Somehow, dangerously, am I?
to some again. Comes and goes, breaks my heart, no one knew. Didn't wanna go. 'Cause out here, I'm all alone. Didn't wanna go. I wanna turn back the time and let you know. Didn't wanna go. 'Cause out here, I'm all alone. Didn't wanna go. I wanna turn back the time and let you know to come home. Kiss you, so you come home. Boy ain't got no name, boy can't do no wrong. Boy been a big damn nerd, catch me catching my Game of Thrones. Boy ain't got no name, I just write my songs. Boy been a big damn goof, catch me singing my booty off. I've been in a tailspin, headed for the earth at a rate that can make you heave. I've been feeling worse than a word could do justice. Please believe if I've seemed off, it's for a reason. This why I disappear all damn season, only to come back now when the sun peeks out. Time to show my cards like I'm greeting. And I've been up and down like I'm riding at the carnival. Took a couple tickets and I spent them on stuffed animals. Chasing every comfort like a duckling in the rain until I find a bit of leaf that I could hide under again. And I'll be putting all my pieces back together with some tape, trying to find a reason why I shatter in the first place. I've been in my head and overthinking since the first grade, but now I got a chance to tackle something heavy first place. Boy ain't got no name, boy can't do no wrong. Boy been a big damn nerd, catch me catching my Game of Thrones. Boy ain't got no name, I just write my songs. Boy been a big damn goof, catch me singing my booty off.
Probably got a million scenarios up inside my head. I could run them in stereo. Dark Strange, tell me about the good ones. Throw enough dice and I'll get a couple winning rolls. I'm a marvel, catch me in the women's roles. Scratch that, you can catch me in the women's drawers. Alright, they probably never let me near the dressing rooms, but if they did, I'd like to think I'd be impressing y'all. Not even one song gone and I'm feeling better than I did. Pair of minutes all it took to take my anger mind and hit it with a positive spin. Keeping up, I think. Let the sun shine in. Let the energy that's radiating.
Ah, come on. Oh my gosh. Why Dota 2 coordinator? Why?
Boy, been a big damn nerd. Catch me catching my Game of Thrones. Boy, ain't got no. I just write my.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So apparently, they drafted and everything. So we'll be jumping in as soon as we can possibly get into the game. But I can't at the moment because my coordinator is saying updating. So let me go ahead and just restart Dota real fast and point out that we have a game 3 on our hands. Onto Twitter.
Day one, here am on my own without you, wishing that didn't go. Day two,
All right, got that tweeted out.
goes, breaks my heart. No,
Let's run the Dota 2 game one more time. See if we can go ahead and get that up and running.
'cause out here, I'm all alone.
Okay, it's up and it's running.
Didn't wanna go. I wanna turn back the time and let you know.
Trying to watch game and it's not letting me. Hold on.
Cause I wanna get away from the start play to feel you, to hold you. Cause I wanna get
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and restart Steam.
away to kiss you, console you.
Let's see if that helps. Now on those updates. Run Dota one more time. Let me cast, damn you.
Didn't wanna go. 'Cause out here, I'm all alone. Didn't wanna go. I wanna turn back the time and let
Okay.
go to come home.
All right. All right. I was able to finally get into the game. Okay, cool. Sorry about the wait, everyone. Sorry about the wait, everyone. I found it a little odd that I couldn't get the draft on and seeing how everything was like late and everything. So it's sorry about that. Anyways, I guess the coordinator was just being absolutely dickish. And ow, hot, tea, ow, fingers. Okay. Okay, put that aside now. Alright. Oh, Chaos Bolt. Can they go ahead and get this Monkey King with the Boundless Strike being there? And they just harass him out of lane. Okay, cool. So 70 is going to be okay. Calypsis is going to be on the side right there, partnering up with him. Oh, Beastmaster. Oh, hello, Rob Boss. Oh, we got ourselves a mid Zeiss. Okay. And let's see here. Do we recognize Zeiss? Pipsqueak. I was probably saying his name the whole entire time in the last game, and I just can't remember right now. Okay, so Welshie and Grease on the side over here. They're going to go ahead and try to get Pipsqueak. Pip is just running all over the place at the moment. Hazanko is being there to help him out. Man, they really value this Grimstroke a lot for Boomers and Jack. Like, they really do. Which is not bad. I mean, like, the hero's really freaking good. And the way, like, how you... I think they do a great job on trying to level it up. Well, she already uses Burrow Strike, so he's going to be in a little bit of a lot of trouble, actually. He needs to go ahead and try to scurry away, but he's unable to do so. So the first blood goes to the side of 4 Boomers and Jack. Well, she got caught out in the wrong spot. Can we get this Ags Rush in time for Rob Boss? Really, really good timing. 13, 14 minutes into the game is what we're looking at. Ooh, 2 boars. Out comes the axes. He doesn't care too much about the EMP. Well, not right now, but he is going to be cold snapped and right clicked quite a bit, so he has to sacrifice a lot of health for that. Okay. So it kind of feels like Zeiss has a hold on this lane at the moment. Doesn't feel too threatened by it. We do have Calypsis suiciding to tower. You know, I really thought it was going to not come back, but at the same time kind of felt like it did. But Calypsis doesn't really care about about losing a life there. And oh, you bought out for TPs already. Interesting. Okay. So so Calypsis already knew. They have vision of each other. They may know that this camp is blocked, so they're okay with exchanging no camps on the side. Reality Rift, not a Reality Rift. Was it the Reality Rift? It is the Reality Rift. I was calling Reality Rift the last game the wrong thing. It was Dark Rift. Damn it! I knew it. Damn you. Okay, so obs and sentries. Welshie, I mean, I don't know if this is a good idea to go ahead and... I don't know. Oh, he's going to go ahead and block this camp. Okay. Oh, he's trying to hide the fact that there's a sentry there. But here's the Inkswell. Puts him in a bad spot at the moment. A few more seconds until he's able to go ahead and use his Sandstorm. He's able to do so. And there's the Burrow Strike. Deal with Hazanko. He is dusted, so down he goes.
The lines of your fate come to an end.
Ooh, out of range from each other. Nice. I don't know, like, I don't think that was a good idea for Pot of Greed to go ahead and do so, but they're definitely sacrificing Welshie's game for this. So 70 is going to be moving forward and being the offlane Monkey King, so he can be relatively helpful. All he really needs to do is just look for that one little item that he needs, and I think it's a Maelstrom, and then he can be absolutely helpful. Or just utility based, like maybe a Solar Crest, something for him easy to farm out. Ooh, nice little attempt at a dodge. Bramble Maze is out, unable to land. But we do see some threat in middle, because Rob Boss is like, I'm gonna go ahead and take out this Kid Voker, and he does. So great job for him. Rob Boss already has his boots. he has about a 7-minute window to go ahead and really take advantage of his own accord of trying to rush this Aghanims. Given that he has like a, oh my gosh, an arcane rune on top of this, oh my lord, I would be super stoked. I would be chucking out axes left and right at this point. And not only that, if he has a hawk over onto this side over here, just threw it out and saw the bounty rune, I would have been super stoked about that. Well, she is still sacrificing a lot of his game. Oh, and even an arcane ring? That's even better. Oh. Well, look at that. A hawk, bounty rune. You're going to go ahead and bottle yourself up. And this is double the fun for them because, like, you know, the Dark Willow sees it. Out comes a tornado. No need for EMP. Oh, they're going to go ahead and try to kill this courier, and is able to do so, but not in time and fast enough to get that point booster. But all those little bounty runes that they were able to go ahead and pick up was easy for them to go ahead and just absolutely help out. Oh, they're going to split the damage here. Oh, never mind. Well, Gree was not ready for that. Gree did not have enough health pool for this. So Zeiss is going to be controlling this lane more or less, and because like the Beastmaster is moving out of it, so there's going to be a lot of rotations coming out. So here we are. All right, the ego being thrown out. The last thing he needs to do is throw himself up in the air. Out comes the Beast Roar. All these trees are in the way. He just needed to throw the axes in the correct direction to beeline straight to him. Oh, there's a Reality Rift, and the TP's out just in time. He guessed wrong about the axes. I think it was a misclick though, because it kind of felt like he had vision over here, and I think accidentally quick casted it. And he probably wanted to aim a little lower down, like where the Monkey King was, but I don't know. It just felt a little odd that he threw his axes prematurely that way. But anyways, it felt like the Monkey King was going to be dead there, but because of the Wukong's command and his ability to think fast on his feet, he was able to get out. There's the cold snap. Here comes the tornado. The EMP is going to be under threat. Hazanko's going for the rotation. Fan Embrace is applied. They get nothing out of it, unfortunately. The haste rune is available on bottom, and it feels like 70 is going to be doing that rotation towards it. No, he's just going to get the bounty rune instead. But Rob Boss is definitely going to go ahead and get the bounty rune there. So we're having a small little countdown. All right. 2k away from the Aghanim Scepter, and then this Beastmaster's online to the point in which you're going to have to ask yourself, oh no, he has a haste rune. That's even worse. But they did find Gree. Gree came for a visit, dropped the Sentry Ward to block that camp, and died for his sins. So, haste is out. You can go ahead and try to threaten this this Invoker. All he needs is one little roar. Able to do so. Can he actually finish the job? There's the axes and the quick right clicks. Oh no. There's a regen rune. Are you kidding me? Oh, he just absolutely ruined this lane now. The regen rune absolutely ruined this lane. He's going to be able to take full advantage of this regen rune and just put a crap ton of damn pressure right here, right now. All he needs is that little boar. Yes, he does. He's less than 1,400 away. He needs that boar to stay alive. He can go ahead and get this tower if he wanted to and really, really get it. But here comes the Inkswell. There's the cold snap. The Inkswell was applied a little too early. Venom's Embrace is right there, so you can't throw his axes. Well, the Stroke of Fate does miss, so you can count your blessings there. But man, these axes, once they get thrown and start running around, it's going to be very difficult to stop. So much so that they are trying to delay this Beastmaster from doing much in this game, that they're throwing a sentry out into the side camp so he can't do anything with it. They're going to find out real fast that the... Oh. Gree. They got the Monkey King. Oh, there's the Terrorize to go ahead and throw out the damn Skywrath, but... Oh man, this is a really cool effect that's ruining my eyes right now. Oh man, they're just delaying this damn Beastmaster from doing anything. from getting in this camp. One second. Alrighty, back to the game. Alright, but in the mid lane, Tornado is out and they're able to go ahead and get the kill onto Rob Boss. Rob Boss overstepped his bounds just a little bit, and he has to pay the price for it. Level 25 plus Naya on the Winter Wyvern. Very comfortable. Alright, so we have 70 here, and I was thinking, oh, did he... Oh, they're gonna go ahead and use the epicenter. There was a Bro Strike. Can they get the Chaos Bolt? They were able to do so. Out comes the Boundless Strike. There comes the Bedlam and the Shadow Realm. Ooh, they almost got him. It wasn't enough though. They needed a little bit more out of it, but like, I don't know. There was a bit of action going on, but it really feels like Beastmaster just needs to finish up his Ags, which is not that far away. He's like less than 600 away. So that kill really set him back to hit that 13-minute mark, but we're probably looking at a 14-minute mark if he can go ahead and take this tower. If they can go ahead and defend mid as well and take that mid tower, it's we can probably see this Beastmaster start wrecking this whole entire map. Because this is not what you want to see if you are for Boomers and Jack, you know, because like these boars, they're just gonna start messing with everything that you have planned out. You're really close. You're less than 150 gold away. You need to finish like a few more camps, and it's gonna be on your way. Less than 70, 14 minutes. That's extremely respectable for a Beastmaster. And he had his camp blocked for the past 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Man, this EMP Tornado on a Chaos Knight is just the worst thing in the world. He does have the Ags on the way out. So typically when you're a Beastmaster, once you get Ags, the next item that you really truly want to get is a Boots of Travel. Okay. Oh, Zeiss saying hello to the Beastmaster, and the Beastmaster saying hi back. They're not two ships in the night passing by. They're just two guys staring at each other going, which one is going to die first? And it kind of feels like they know which one's going to die first if one catches the other. So, it kind of feels like Rob Boss is like, hey, they're coming after me. Out comes a tornado. They're going to throw down the EMP. All they need is a few axes and a roar, and Zeiss is going to be in trouble. But as I'm saying that, on the bottom lane, they found the Sand King all by himself. Pipsqueak and 70 just taking him on out. And they don't care. They're just going to have fun. And meanwhile, up top, Zeiss is running away. They don't have dust for the detection, but they feel like they can get this tower up top. They just put it under threat a bit. And that placement of the Hawk was absolutely fantastic. They know they don't have any vision there, but they're going to take advantage of it because the Hawk is within range of the tower, but thanks to these trees, that Hawk is going to survive. So if you're a Beastmaster, you really don't want to cut down these trees, but you want to cut the trees on the side over here and maybe on the side over there. So let's see here, what's on the... Okay, some sentries, some dust for the Beastmaster, so that way they can go ahead and kill this this Kid Voker. They're gonna go ahead and just really just swap the whole entire jungle territory, so to speak, so that way this all belongs to the Radiant, this all belongs to the Dire now. Like Zeiss is just, I'm not saying he's in a lot of trouble, but he just loves being here at the side at the moment, so that way, you know, it's at least semi-defended, and if they commit to this, a full-blown team fight will break out. So I do notice that the tree is gone there now, so they were able to go ahead and get rid of the Hawk. So they're looking for him. They missed the scan. They're going to smoke up. Feels like they're going to be cutting across and sweeping to see if they can help out Welshie here. Because Welshie was running away from Pipsqueak. Pipsqueak, on the other hand, doesn't feel like he can... Oh, he found a whole bunch of people. He's going to spin away for the time being. The blink forward from Welshie, the burrow strike, a reality rift, out comes the roar. Here comes the Wukong's command. They have the ink swell, but it lands on no one. But these axes are flying left and right. Man, they got the Juggernaut. They gave up Welshie. I think that's a very good trade if you're Pot of Greed. You don't want a Juggernaut farmed. And he was pretty farmed so far. And so much so that if you take a look at the net worth, holy moly. He is up there right now. Like, holy moly. A Battle Fury with a Yasha? And that's no Midas. I think this is one of those games that Midas can be okay with a Chaos Knight. Kind of like how the Midas was okay with the Faceless Void. But as we can see, if you get to level 15, you get that cleave, and that just makes a lot of farming sense for B-Jack Honeydew. He just needs to get to level 15 and everything will be okay. So, levels-wise, I mean, let's take a look-see. Alright, so not too bad. Not terrible, but he is far behind from the Juggernaut. So, in order for him to keep up, he needs to actually do a lot more. But they were able to go ahead and use a roar, find Zeiss, and throw a whole bunch of axes and cut him down. So, they're still trying to cut down this Juggernaut. But, oh, there's the spin. Oh, they're going to apply the Winter's Curse. He does have the Omni Slash. Out comes the Terrorize. They do get him. Throwing some axes. There's the Stun Reality Rift and some more axes on top of it. Down goes the Juggernaut. So these axes are just doing their work, cutting down all the opponents that they possibly can find. He's level 15. He's looking for some mana regen to keep throwing out those axes. They're going to go ahead and commit the Phantasm for this and try their very best to get this tier 2 middle tower. Okay. Here's some more right clicking. There's some more axes. The Stroke of Fate to try to slow down this team push. But this tower is going down very slowly. They just need one more wave. Oh, there's the wave that I'm speaking of. Will they commit to it is the question. I don't feel like they're going to, but like it's already down to 559 health, so it's not much. They do need the roar, which is available. The whole entire Dire team is in the triangle right now. I think they're trying to formulate a game plan. So if they go ahead and try to take this tower, they got something to do. But given how smart Pot of Greed are, they're going to go ahead and change their game plan and go for the easier tower. The top tower is super easy for them to grab because they forced everybody into their triangle and onto the Radiant side of the jungle. That they exposed their tier 2 tower up top and their outpost so much that I think the best course of action is to either grab this middle tower, but I don't think they should have grabbed this first. I think they should have grabbed this tier 2 down first to go ahead and grab the outpost and try to get this tier 1 tower. But Welshie and everybody else showed up just in time to protect it. But that also leaves the middle tower exposed. Because if you take a look at the top lane real quick, we do see the little boar helping out. And it was enough to go ahead and push the lane in and just shoved it. So I believe they are smoked. They're going to go ahead and try to do a backstab right here. See if they can catch anyone out of position. And so far they're not. They're in good positioning here. They're throwing out a tornado. Their EMP is right there. Out comes the Phantom Embrace and the Soulbind. Out comes the Wukong's command with nobody inside. It looks like they're able to at least get this, the Chaos Knight. Juggernaut Oh, he uses Omni Slash. It was somewhat well worth it, but the roar is out. The axes are flying. They're trying to get this this damn Monkey King, and oh my God, the Winter's Curse to take down the monkey. Out comes even more axes. The Ink Swell's right there to stun. Oh, the Orchid being applied to the Beastmaster. Raw Boss. He needs to find a way to escape, but he can't find a way. Oh my gosh, the Cold Embrace to let him live just a little longer. But man, that Sunstrike was definitely going to get him if it wasn't for the Blade Fury. But Naya doesn't seem to be afraid so far. It feels like he can go ahead and just move a little forward with a little bit of backup from Gree. Feels like they can maybe get this Pipsqueak, but they don't want to give up this tower just yet. They're trying to be nothing but a nuisance for Pipsqueak. Out comes the Bramble Maze. There's the Shadow Realm and the Bedlam. Can they get him? Yes, they will be able to go ahead and do so.
Regeneration. I won't lie.
It feels like Gree and Naya were planning that out just a little bit. So they can go ahead and get this Juggernaut. They forced the spin, they moved on in, and they said, "Can you hear me now?" Because they just murdered him. So they did a great little play right there. They're trying to slow down this Juggernaut who's still on top of the whole entire net worth lead. The Raw Boss is close second, and they're trying to control the map the best they can. Chaos Knight is still 4 levels behind. It's not the best situation for the Chaos Knight, but it is where they're at. Oh, the Meme Hammer being used to go ahead and get this damn pesky Roshan. It is the first one of the game. They're deciding to put the Aegis onto Raw Boss because he is the Beastmaster. You do want the man in front of everybody, and you do want the man to be in charge. So Raw Boss with the axes, plenty of those, you know. Not to mention his roar is on a relatively low cooldown. So if he initiates roar, throws out the axes, you draw out the fight as best as you can, long enough for that Aegis to be used. And when he comes back up, you can hope that you at least used close to 40 to 60 seconds of that downtime for that roar to be useful again for the back end of that fight, if it gets drawn out just long enough. So they're sweeping across the map. They have a lot of good map control. You think the Beastmaster was pretty annoying last patch? This is probably just as bad, if not a little bit worse, because this Aghanim Scepter is... oh, like terrible, like nasty, because this is giving B-Jack Honeydew enough space. It's like, take a look at how quick these axes are taking out trees. It's difficult to TP in with like all of your cover being destroyed. I mean, like, you're paying for an Aghanim Scepter that's absolutely brutal. You know, you're helping out B-Jack Honeydew. You gave him the last hit on the tower. You got the Juggernaut creep skipping on the top lane to go ahead and take this tier 1 tower. Pipsqueak is like, nope, I need to get away. There is the Bro Strike, the Blade Fury just in time to miss the stun. He can TP away if he wanted to, but the Yules is right there to stop him. He is running away as fast as he possibly can. Out comes the Yules. The Bro Strike is right there. He's going to go ahead and use the Sandstorm. There is the Healing Ward and the Blade Fury one more time. Gree showing up late to the party with Naya. They thought they had someone there, but they do have someone here in the back line. Oh, they're going to go ahead and use the Soulbind to keep these two in place. They are using the Winter's Curse. They have the Monkey King under a lot of threat at the moment. They're going to go ahead and use the Reality Rift to bring him on in. He's going to go ahead and right-click away, but is unable to win that fight. The Blade Fury from the Juggernaut helps him escape. But man, no Omni Slash committed. They did get 2. They somewhat evenly traded here, more or less, but I kind of feel like it wasn't an even trade. Like, because like here's the scary part, right? Anaya's been playing so well as Winter Wyvern that she can more or less be considered to be like a 3.5, and your 3 in the Sand King is just as good as the Winter Wyvern. So it's like you got 2 3s on the same team, so you really have 4 cores, which doesn't make sense too many people, but the effectiveness of the Winter's Curse is phenomenal in this game. They're just really applying a good amount of pressure, keeping the creep waves past the river, shoving it out all the time, and putting so much emphasis on controlling the map that it is looking like eventually one of these lanes will be broken. And the high ground defense for this team in particular relies on the Monkey King, and the Monkey King is out and about with Pipsqueak. So they're going to see if they can catch anybody. Oh, the Blade Fury is being used to go ahead and take down these illusions. Oh, the Inkswell misses on everyone, so they're going to go ahead and start backing away. Oh, they're going to go ahead and see if they can get the back line. They're able to go ahead and use it on the Berserk, using himself up. Soulbind's on 2. Winter's Curse in the back line to keep this damn Invoker in place for 2.5 seconds. They're going to use the Meteor Hammer to keep him in place. Oh, no. And down goes the Beastmaster. He got caught out of position. They're going to go ahead and try to fight this Pipsqueak, who's going to Blade Fury away and avoids all the Bramble Maze. Oh, but the Monkey King's in a lot of trouble. Reality Rift, the Chaos Bolt, a lot of right-clicking. With the Cursed Crown not being able to keep him... Cursed Crown was a little bit too much, but still. Either way, they got 2, and it's a 2... I'm not going to say the 2 most important cores, but the 2 second most important cores on the team. Most important, of course, being the Juggernaut. So it was a 2-for-1 trade. They gave up the Beastmaster, who was on top of the net worth until the Juggernaut killed him, and closed the gap even more. B-Jack Honeydew slowly climbing the ranks, and when it comes to leveling, oh my, 3 levels within range of the Juggernaut, so it's getting really dicey at this point. Honestly, if the CK went with a Midas this game, I think they would be within a level or 2 of each other, continuing. But given how he's now level 16 with that 35 cleave, he can go ahead and farm himself back into the game even faster. Honestly, I don't think it's going to take much for him to catch up with the Juggernaut if they keep the Juggernaut within bounds. With putting all this pressure, like, look, where's the alleviated pressure right now? Where is it? Nowhere. So they have to play these like sneaky little routes on the side and play together as a team. They all know they're right there. And even look at this. Even Gree is pointing this out. We need to force them back into their base. Let's force them back into the base. We already got one person back in the base who's been here the whole entire time. They're going to take this tier 3 tower if they want to. They're bringing back the Invoker. The Juggernaut is staying out of base. And Luke, and hey, look, it's the Monkey King with the Inkswell. Right? They have 4 defending this, and the Juggernaut is staying out there trying to farm as fast as he possibly can. All right? They have it. This is the most alleviated this lane has been in like about 4 minutes. And take a look at where it's at. It's over here. Not only that, Boots of Travel onto the Sand King. And Welshi realizing how far back that lane is, it's like, we need this further up. And look, he's going to be TPing out. They saw it. They saw this. And already, just that one TP puts a whole lot of pressure on this lane. CK with the use of the Phantasm, already cutting lanes and putting more pressure on this lane. Like, the amount of pressure that they are applying on this map is suffocating this Juggernaut. This Juggernaut, while this tier 3 was under threat, and it went from full to about 462 health. Oh, who did they catch out? They caught out the Monkey King. Down he goes. They're trying to save this team fight right now. They're committed. They use the Roar onto the Sky Wrath right here, and the Cold Embrace to save Rob Boss, and the buyback from the Sky Wrath. Oh, they're trying to get something out of this for nothing, and they were able to find a CK. Now, the CK is more or less usually the win condition, but right now, it's not entirely true. He's within 2k of the Juggernaut in terms of net worth, but the real win condition right now is stopping the Beastmaster from getting to 25. Oh, Cold Embrace, they're trying to see if they can catch him. Yes, they're able to go ahead and kill the Winter Wyvern. They're trying to fight back here, try to get a lot of the control of the map. They're able to catch Gree. Feels like they need to do a tactical return for the Pot of Greed. The Stroke of Fate misses. They really want to get Welshi, but Welshi blinked away just in time so he can get a double damage and TP to the bottom lane to go ahead and get more pressure in. And as soon as he does that, guess what? The whole entire Dire team is running at him on the bottom lane. They're trying to go ahead and find him. The Inkswell is right there. The blink away. Ooh, they really want to find Welshi. So in order to do that, they need to draw him out. They need to cut the lanes. And in doing so, it's going to go ahead and alleviate some more pressure for the Juggernaut. They're going to run as 4 right now, leaving the Monkey King all alone up top. So if he gets caught out, which is very, very possible. I honestly, I think they need to deny this tower, but oh, they're not denying the tower until they get everybody up here because they know and they see the Monkey King up here and they want him. They're going to go ahead and try to hunt him down for a little bit. They're going to go throw, axes and everything, and they're going to push out this lane. And with the cooldown on these axes, it's just like you can just push the lane feverishly quick. And it was already fast enough. They were able to go ahead and do this. But like with the Beastmaster and the damn stupid, like Beastmaster was already a great pusher, and with this Ags with no axe cooldown, it just Roshan is up. Shards of the Call of the Wild Hawk. Already have Chaos Bolt there. Not that good. The shards. Honestly, I would give it to Greed or the Winter Wyvern for this, the Cold Embrace, because as soon as the Cold Embrace is done, it just explodes. So we have the Aghanims and the shards and everything, so they're gonna go ahead and try to give the Sand King shards. Honestly, I would not. I would just give it to Naya. I would be like, Naya, you take this. Like, because that's who you should give the shards to. Oh, who did they give the shards to?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, they gave it to the Chaos Knight. Okay, cool. So the Chaos Bolt upgrade. No, wait, no, he already had it. Who has the freaking shards? Oh, okay, Dark Willow. Alright, so yeah, this is the... Oh, they found him. They have the Roar. In comes the Wukong's command. They have the Soul Bind onto 2. They're trying to fight their way out of this one. And it looks like this fear is doing its magical work. Here's the Reality Rift, the Inkswell. The Aegis is still right there. And they're able to claim it once. Can they go ahead and claim it twice? Because they got the Dark Willow in the back line. And oh my gosh, the Juggernaut, where are you, my friend? Oh, he TP'd on out. Perfect. Yep, he TP'd away, I guess. Ooh. Oh, they found the Monkey King again. There's the Roar. Out comes the Wild Axes. They can keep throwing out the axes right now if they wanted to. But they have to keep them away. Oh no, Beastmaster's caught out. That Rod of Atos was absolutely insanely bad. Oh, there's a Boundless Strike onto 2. Welshi in the back lines. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and use his BKB. The Yules did up. Can he go ahead and use the... Oh, no. They're going to think twice of it. The Juggernaut showed up again. Juggernaut's being very, very annoying in these fights. He has a Mjolnir. Sanjin Yasha with the Battle Fury. He also has increased Battle Fury in his Aghanim shards. They have to stay away from him. They can't get caught. As soon as he gets and finishes the Aghanims, though, it's going to be even worse, in my opinion. Oh, they finally got the Ags onto Skywrath Mage. It kind of feels like all that pressure that they had earlier seems to have whittled away as soon as they started start taking some bad team fights. But when Fort Boomers and Jack was able to go ahead and start picking them off one by one. So it really felt like they were able to go ahead and get something out of it for nothing.
rely not upon fortune.
So, Pot of Greed need to more or less reset themselves and try to gain control of lanes again one more time. If they're able to go ahead and do that, it's going to be making it a lot easier to go ahead and take down the high ground. Oh, smoke broke. They don't know where this Monkey King is. They're not entirely sure where it's at. Oh, they threw the axes and they found him. There's the Pearl Strike and there's a dead Monkey King. And everybody's tipping the Monkey King. Oh, can they find that? He was out of range. The little courier that lived. And those trees. Now at this point, with no Wukong's command, this high ground defense is vulnerable, even with an invoker right there. I mean, like tornado, great. Axes, not so great. Oh, they did find it. Okay. So they caught him. Oh, Phantasming out. They're going to go ahead and blink forward with a Burrow Strike. Out comes the the ultimate from the Skywrath Mage. There's the Epicenter. They took down the Skywrath Mage. All right. The Mystic Flare wasn't so useful in that fight with a BKB on the Sand King. So they're threatening this high ground right now. Feels like they don't know where, if they can. I don't think they're aware that they're able to do this. Because the Juggernaut, I guess, cut the lane for a little bit? No. It feels like they're not trying to tempt fate. It feels like they want the perfect initiation and advancement on this. AC is on B-Jack Honeydew. They're throwing out a lot. He has a two-man Ravage. The blink forward with the Winter's Curse, and they're roaring up the Invoker, and they're trying to kill him in the backline over there with illusions. I don't think they were able to go ahead and do so because they sacrificed Welshie for this. Rob Boss is throwing out more axes. They're trying to run away from Pipsqueak. Oh, there's the Reality Rift being used. The Wukong's command and the Boundless Strike getting onto two, and they're trying to chase down the CK, and they're able to find him. Rob Boss throwing out those axes. That CK, is no longer here. So Rob Boss has to move away. The Blade Fury is right there. Feels like they're going to catch him in a lot of trouble. Out comes the Roar. They're trying to right-click this damn Pipsqueak away just to make sure that he doesn't catch up to Rob Boss. Rob Boss does not have boots of travel. But man, they're going to be catching a lot more though. There's the Shadow Realm, then the blink away. The tornado misses. Oh, that was a close call. If they lost any of those heroes, this whole entire lane is dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Throwing out those axes to go ahead and harass away the Monkey King, but the Monkey King says, nah. So it seems they had a small little window of opportunity to go ahead and do something about that push on the high ground, and I felt like they missed their window because they were hesitating too much and not just committing all the way through when they had a 5-on-3 situation. I know they were like bottlenecked there, but they drew out the tornado early, so they could have done a little bit more there. I know there would have been a nice little meatball for the Invoker, but you just commit. Go past the meatball altogether and just commit, because like the Invoker was about to die. Just one more axis and it would have done the trick. But he now has the Scythe of Vice, which is going to be very problematic for everybody else. Like you saw in the last fight, the CK was just absolutely useless at that point. The Aghanim Scepter is on Juggernaut, of course, because he does have his Swift Slash. Alright. No Aghanims on Monkey, but the Solar Crest is there. Oh, so he did build a Witchblade. Interesting. Okay, cool. That's how that works. He does have his shards, so he's able to go ahead and just bounce away all over the place. You know, it's like one of the best things for the Monkey King to do. Okay, so the Lotus Orbit is almost completed on the Grimstroke. Well, the monkey did find them. They're throwing out the axes this time, just to see if they can catch him. If they can catch one more hero, just like the value of a Monkey King, like say the Invoker, I think Invoker is like the better pick off at this point choice. If they can go ahead and pick off the Invoker, they have an opportunity to actually threaten high ground again, because that Scythe of Vice is so important to the high ground defense for the side of 4 boomers and Jack, that without that Scythe of Vice, the CK becomes more than just an issue and problem.
At last.
I'm thinking a bit here. Sorry. Okay, so the BKB is on the menu for BJack Honeydew.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're trying to close in on this Juggernaut. But Juggernaut has a tremendously large lead at the moment with 5k.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, Illusionist Cape. Oh, I would have been, yep, I would have been taking that for sure. I mean, oh no. Oh, Raw Boss sees the Monkey King, so he's just like, I'm gonna throw out axes. Oh, they're gonna smoke up. Yeah, I think they're pinging out which way they need to go, or want to go.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think they got a glimpse of the Monkey King. I'm not entirely sure. They're throwing out the boar over there. Oh, they know where it's at. They're breaking smoke right now. Oh, there's some vision being revealed. They know where everyone is right now. They're backing away. They find the Grimstroke. He's going to be eliminated right off the bat. They found the Invoker in the back line. Oh, out comes the Omni Slash. There's the Cold Embrace on. Oh, and the Winter's Curse. There. Oh my gosh. Can they kill anybody right now? Out comes the Roar. There's some axes. They're trying to get Pipsqueak, but Pipsqueak with the Swift Slash to survive all of this. Raw Boss is in the middle of the Wukong's command. They're trying their best to get the back line, but they're unable to do so. And the CK is going to be going down. Raw Boss is trying to fight this Monkey King, and man, Naya is trying to keep him alive, but unfortunately is unable to do so. Naya's going to go ahead and try to blink away and survive this, but the Monkey King has something else in mind. He's going to go ahead and pounce onto this damn onto Gree, who is able to go ahead and terrorize it away. Who's going to be force staffing himself? Here comes the Shadow Realm, and you can't do much once she's there. Boundless Strike will miss though.
Never had a chance.
Ooh. Ooh-wee. They had the jump. They got one. And I believe that was a buyback from the Grimstroke, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. But that gave up the Roshan right now. They're just not finding the angles in this game right now. Oh, the cheese in the pit one more time. I think it's really cool that teams are doing this now. Mainly for the fact that you drop the cheese, you can't send a courier over there to check up on it. So you actually have to physically be there. And just knowing that you have the cheese there, that's safe, brings a lot of ease of mind. That opens up a slot in your inventory. So it puts a lot of emphasis on making sure that you need to check your enemy's inventory all the time. So that way you have an idea. Oh, Welshie with the Burrow Strike forward. Oh, they have eyes on him. Out comes the Boundless Strike and down he goes. Buyback still available for him though. Not ideal, but it's something you have to deal with. Oh, here comes the blink forward. There is the Ink Swell. They got one onto BJack Honeydew. BJack Honeydew committing the Phantasm in the middle of the Wukong's command. Do they have the cold embrace? Oh, the cold embrace was a misclick on himself, and they're gonna go ahead and get Pipsqueak in the backline, who has the Aegis. They're gonna go ahead and glyph for this. Oh, they have Naya in the middle of it all. There's the Burrow Strike and the follow-up with the Epicenter. Pipsqueak is gonna be barely surviving all of this. The buyback from the CK. Out comes the Axes. They get one. Can they follow up some more? The Soulbind to keep these two in place, and the Rift on the Hanzako. He's gonna go down. Yes, he will. Out comes the Axes again. Well, she's up in the air, and well, she's gonna be going down to the Cataclysm. And the tornado, the tornado brought him down, and he died. But yeah, oh my gosh, the CK barely living, then Rob Boss needing to use the Lotus Orb. Oh, they got 2 out of this. They need more than that. The Bedlam being applied to the Pipsqueak. He's surviving that. Oh man, you want to talk about having a terrible run of luck. In that sequence of events, you had the Juggernaut dead to rights twice in that team fight. Twice. And you couldn't get the finish. And now the lead is starting to become so large that it's almost, I'm not even going to say unattainable to close the gap on, but you as a team at this point have to put everything together and be like, okay, we need this to work in our favor, and the only way we're going to do that is if we all band together and just find a really good angle and a good team fight. It's going to be a 4-on-3 right now. You just need to be careful about how you want to go about attacking this map. And as a caster, it's easy to say, oh, let's go this way. Boom, done, But when you're playing from their vantage point, you don't know where anything is, but they know, and they have sight on this Monkey King. The Monkey King's coming back up. They're trying to go ahead and hide their way around. Naya's walking towards, sneaking away, putting out the wards. Oh, they gotta get rid of this observer ward that she planted himself. That was a complete miscue plant, because you could use to ward over there, but it's now actually pushed back further this way. Oh boy, that is not good. That was not good. You lost one observer ward by a mistake, and that's even terrible. But the good news out of all of this is that they still have tier 3s up on all in all lanes. So that whole entire earlier team fight where everybody was just diving past their towers and everything, it could have gone way worse if they did not glyph. So it was really important that they glyphed there and just took on the fight and tried to make the best of it. And they did. Oh, they were barely in range of that observer ward, and they smoked right on it. Oh, they're looking for this. They have a double damage on Pipsqueak. Down goes Gree. Welshi, is right there. Going to get on. Oh, the reality rifted the Winter's Curse just in the right spot. Out comes the roar, and they got the Juggernaut. Can they get this Wukong in the Wukong's command? The Cataclysm misses, but they're able to go ahead and almost get Naya in the backline. The Boundless Strike comes out. Oh my, I'm losing everybody right now. And over on the other side, can they finish the job onto this Wukong? They're able to do so. Can the CK live? No, he's unable to do so, but the Epicenter's running wild right now. The buyback from the Wukong and the Juggernaut coming back. Rob Boss trying to get the finish and able to do so. Naya almost dying twice or 3 times in this fight is able to survive. There's the Orchid onto Rob Boss, who's trying to run away. The Lotus to go ahead and seal the deal, not seal the deal, but able to get him out. There is the Swift Slash. Oh my gosh, and instantly cancels the TP. Rob Boss goes down, has a buyback, and there is no Winter's Curse. Out comes the instant buyback to go ahead and try to do one last stand with his partner, with Naya. And oh, Winter's Curse is going to be available in about 10 seconds. Because when you take a look at the buybacks that they used earlier, oh, that's not available for any of them. But man, here's the net worth. Pipsqueak is way too large. That reality rift earlier in the back line was so good that it drove them back into each other. And out comes the roar. There's the E-blade to try to stop him. Here's some more axes. Can they finish Rob Boss? No, the Mystic Flare was not enough to go ahead and finish the job, but Pipsqueak is right back to where he needs to be, right on top of those tier 4 towers. Out comes the axes. There's the Blade Fury. Wukong's command being thrown out. The BKB's right there. There is the Winner's Curse on the back line. Oh, throwing some more axes. They're still trying to get him. The Mystic Flare's right there. They're glyphing to try to keep this base alive, but they have at least 30 seconds before more help can arrive, but it doesn't seem to be in the favor of Pot of Greed. They're gonna go ahead and GG out and all of this. There's the Boundless Strike for good measure. Oh my, they were so close earlier in this game for the high ground, but they could not finish the job once more. Congratulations to 4 Boomers and Jack. You were able to go ahead and close this one out. It was a 2-1 victory series and a best of 3. Hard fought, very, very, very hard fought battle between the two teams. You got to go ahead and give them props for all of this and everything. Give them a round of applause. We were extremely entertained and so forth by all of this. This was just great. Oh man, the buybacks, the planning, the attack angles and everything, absolutely insane, absolutely great. Oh, I cannot stress how great this series is, guys. Girls and non-binary and all alike. So that more or less ends the cast for this series. And as I said earlier in the cast, I'll go ahead and start saying thank you for all the notifications that happened throughout the entire stream. So let me go ahead and start doing some of this. So, okay. Shove Dota, thank you for the follow. And then the next one here is, oh, Baloney Bob. Thank you for the follow there. And Danny DeCito, thank you for the follow as well. Oh, look at that. Perkadirk. Thank you for the bits, dude. Thank you so much. But don't go away just yet. I do have someone in mind that we can go ahead and raid. But let me go ahead and check to see if he is up and running. But again, thank you, Shove, thank you, Baloney Bob, and thank you, Danny, to go ahead and give me a follow onto my channel. It means a lot to me. And again, Perka, like I said, thanks for the bits. All right. Okay. Well, I have to accept that now. Thank you, Danny. Alrighty. Okay, he is up and he is running. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick little raid for one of my friends. He is a Dota 2 caster, but he is not doing anything Dota 2 related at the very moment while he's streaming. You may know him as Party Pete. I call him Petey. But 1 second, let me just go ahead and get the correct name. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and rate him. All right. So let's give him a nice welcome and everything, saying hello, whatnot. Show him some love and some support. He is a good person and a wonderful guy as to boot. So, you know. Anyways, let's go ahead and rate him now. So, again, I want to say a quick shout out to Pot of Greed. Thank you for letting me cast your games. And I want to say thank you to 4 Boomers and Jack for the wonderful best of 3 series. You guys are awesome, and so is Pot of Greed. I'll see you guys soon, okay?